Yeah. You need it? The charger?
Yeah, and just to put the stuff. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll see.
How much time do I have? 1 minute?
Run. 4.
All right, screw it.
4 minutes.
4?
Yeah, run.
All right, guys. We're actually on our way to Tech Week right now, and I forgot the mic case back at my place, so I'm running through the rain to go get that. We're gonna have a big day with Andre's A16z Tinder. I left my mic case. That would have been bad. All right. Holy crap, that could have been bad. Can you hold this?
The people that are using Snapchat right now, they're only using it.
Alright, let's see.
To sell drugs or buy drugs.
Yeah, like there's the dirty use.
Oh man.
That's amazing for Snapchat. But like, think
Wow.
of it this way: if you're a police, wouldn't you be interested in this data? If you're FBI, CIA, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be interested in that.
Yeah. So this
Also, Leo, do you want to grab a mic, the other mic out of there?
From where?
Just in that case, the DJI case.
I don't have it. Do I have it? This one?
No, it's right in between your legs.
Really? There's nothing. It's my phone. What are you talking about, man? Oh, there it is. Okay, so you said you want.
If you just take it out and then you can use the other one, just so the audio is clear.
I'll use it on my phone?
Yeah, or just put on the other mic, just so it's clear.
Oh, so it goes.
Yeah. All right. So we got Leo here,
Yo.
and then Andres is in the front.
Where would you want to put this so it doesn't get lost?
I'm just gonna put it in the side.
All right.
Wow, busy morning. LA Tech Week, baby.
LA Wet Week.
LA Wet Week.
We're going to Tinder HQ for LA Wet Week.
Yeah, so
We're gonna get wet.
Leo, what are you most excited for LA Wet Week?
Well, I'm excited to see what kind of connections I can build in LA. I've been in LA for over 12 years, and I did not have a tech community here. It was so tough to find any tech community. Every once in a while, there's one community starts and then just bursts. So hopefully we'll rebuild that.
Absolutely. So this is what Leo was talking about, LA Wet Week. It's kind of hard to see outside the window. This thing just really tracks to your face.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
If you look at the ceiling, you can see it's wet. But yeah, it usually doesn't rain in LA. This is not normal. People don't know how to deal with that rain. People don't know how to drive in the rain in LA. So driving in the rain in LA is the worst thing you should do. That's why we Waymo, because Waymo doesn't care.
Dude, I love the Waymos.
Yeah.
Waymo's just way better experience.
Yeah. And perfect for scenarios like this, because people freak out in the rain. You know, they're not used to it. And LA doesn't, Waymo doesn't care. It's like, huh? Just rain.
Guys, Leo showed up
Windshield wiper.
soaking wet to my place earlier
Yeah,
today.
I'm still wet. I
He just
feel it
got
in my shoulders,
drenched.
my feet, my socks are wet. This is supposed to be a hiking shoes. You get the water through like it's a filter. It's so terrible. Like it's absorb it for some reason, like from the top. It's not waterproof. So don't buy Hoka for hiking.
Oh, those are Hokas?
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to check that it wasn't your first time before.
Yeah, it's a hiking shoe. Like you'd expect it to be waterproof. Yeah, I guess there's many types. It's just not the right type.
Exactly. Like Tinder, bro. They're gonna tell you.
Hoka is not the right type. Swipe left.
So you got invited to this event. Okay, so guys, just as a heads up, I did not get invited to this event. So
I mean,
We are going to do our best to get in.
Leo got invited because he's a power user of Tinder.
Yeah, I hooked up
Leo's a
with
power user
I
of
hooked
Tinder.
up with
So.
the CEO like girlfriend, and she's like, okay, I'll hook you up with all the Tinder people.
Actually?
No, wait.
I could see Leo doing that.
Maybe last year, not this year. This year I'm depressed of women, so I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, in the chat, put in if you think that we are going to make it or not make it to LA,
Next week.
to A16 Tinder, the event.
Tinder HQ
Bro,
basically.
now that I meet the CEO, I'll complain, bro. They banned me from Tinder, bro.
What?
You got banned from
How
Tinder?
could you get
Dude, that's like
banned from
the
Tinder?
easiest one to not get banned.
Yeah, like
Remember that
Tinder.
I told you that I made an AI avatar of woman and I was making an OnlyFans.
Okay, that's why you got banned.
So basically,
'Cause you're a spammer.
I was funneling
So you went and made fake AI girl accounts?
on Tinder and I was.
Oh, as lead funnel.
I was
Yeah.
and it works so
I told
That
you
is
you were making money
crazy.
from it.
You would be so surprised, bro. Like so quickly as soon as I did that.
See, all the girls on
100
Tinder are
plus
like
men.
hundreds girls.
100 plus men funnel like all the way to the channel. I was like, bro,
Wow.
that's beautiful. But of course, like.
But
and I
then
was
you got
doing-
banned.
Yeah, because like the men were like messaging so much to the account. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, it's impossible for me to even see the messages. I don't know how women do it. And then like they were getting mad because they were like, you're not replying to me. You must be AI or some shit. And I was like,
Oh.
bro, like, who do you think you are, bro? I was like, that's so crazy.
Damn, so you could
Yeah.
have turned it into a legitimate business.
Yeah, and then they like reported me because of that, because I was not replying to their messages, and then I got banned, and I was like, okay, fuck this shit, man.
Yeah. Well, Andres.
I will tell him, bro, ban me. What the fuck? I will also tell him, bro, you have a great funnel of horny men, bro. For all the fans girls. You
Okay.
should charge them.
Red alert, guys. So basically, there's a few companies that reach out to your email or to your LinkedIn. They tell you we're family office. We have a strong
they're
interest in
scammers.
making investments into, like I said, Info Station. They use that word. We have a strong interest in making investments. They all use the exact same copy paste. And
Yeah.
every time I reach out to them, they tell me you have to put up front 30K, and then we'll get you into our family office. Basically, scam. So just be cautious.
Yeah, never put a link for people to reach out to you for investment. That never works well.
Anyone who reach out to you, most likely is a scammer.
I mean,
That's
Yeah.
my experience.
If it's like a thing like that, yeah, most likely. Usually I've seen they most tend to reach out through LinkedIn. They tend to be legit because you can also see, right, who they're connected to, like all this stuff.
No, they reach out to me through LinkedIn too. I had two of them, the exact same statement, the exact same, like one of them copy paste the same message, different person.
But the thing is, like on LinkedIn, it's easy to know if they're a scam. You just, like,
Everywhere you can know now. You just use AI.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Ask the
LinkedIn's
person,
good, but
yeah.
I mean on email it's so much easier.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, you
Like all I have to do now is look up the person and the investment firm and ask comment assistant to check if it's legit or not. And most likely it's a scammer usually.
Yeah.
So that gives me incentive since now I don't have these number of requests that I need to deal with and put time into. It means I need to find investors that I need to put time into so I can actually find investments. So I need to schedule some calls, man.
Yeah. You know, like, I found I don't like comment. Like, it's too shitty.
You don't like comment?
No, I think it's shitty. It never works well enough.
Yeah,
And
it was cool at
and
first.
it consumes so much resources, and it's not private at all. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. You know, like, there's no benefit.
It's
to
new. It's gonna take time to.
I know. So like, I
get
changed to
better.
Brave browser, and my computer, my laptop is running like flying. You know, with Brave browser. So that's doing really good. And then if you want to do things similar to comment, you can just use agent mode or regular ChatGPT. Most of those things you can do it with it.
You can use Perplexity.
Yeah, but Perplexity is also kind of shitty for like very specific tasks. And if for writing is like Claude, and you can pay the regular subscription for both, $40, less than the $200 from OpenAI, and you can do so much with it. So I think like I found that for me to be the best way to do things. Because like Claude for writing, it's amazing. It's so good. The only problem with Claude is it doesn't have memory. So if you put some information on the chat, you will not remember it. If
Really?
you go to another chat, yeah.
That's a,
So that's the shitty thing
Are you
about
sure?
it. Yes. That's happened to me before. So now when I do, when I provide information and I want to remember it, just in case you tell it like, no, make a document, and every time I give you more info, update the document, and I will use this document to give it to you again if I ever need to.
So you have to manually do it.
Yeah, so I don't have to manually do it. I just give them the document. Like, here's the info, and I can continue.
Yo, Andres, do you think you could pull up YouTube to check the stream, see if it's working or how the audio sounds? Yep, testing. Also, I'm not sure how long of a delay it is. I think it depends if you're on YouTube or Twitch.
Yeah, it's working good.
Okay, the audio's working. I always have to check now after the debacle from last time.
I mean, YouTube is going well.
Oh. Joaquin says, Como anda para.
Todo bien, papu. You should point at you, bro. You're the main character, right?
Yeah. I'm turning it around. Actually, I didn't really give the kickoff for the stream, so.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's always at random moments.
Yeah, so guys, we're currently 30 minutes away from the A16z event where we're going to be sneaking in. Andres and Leo, they're so relaxed right now. They're good to go. They know they're getting in. We don't know if we're getting in.
No, do you think they'll give Leo Tinder premium? Wait, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, the woman just cursing like nothing's even on a bathrobe. That was big content for you, William, on the stream.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing? That's the type of thing you should be showing on the stream.
Thank you, Joaquin. I appreciate your support, bro. You're going to have a big day. So, some of you guys might be wondering, Will, why did you have a cameraman in SF and now you're on a selfie stick?
I don't think no one.
And it's because my cameraman, he
no, really, bro.
He rolled his ankle.
Leo, you don't know the story, bro. Like, William has to tell you what happened.
What happened?
I'll tell you guys.
Okay, let's hear it live.
Okay, actually, I'll tell you. So, he was gonna send over the content following Tech Week. He told me he was gonna get it to me on Tuesday. So today, right? Mm-hmm. And then he texted me at 12:30 a.m. today. I was trying to like follow up with them ahead of time, like the past couple days, and I hadn't heard back in 2 days. And so he had apparently rolled his ankle, and he said that he can't do any of the events this week, and also like is taking painkillers for his ankle.
Guess how he got injured?
How?
He was walking up the stairs to get to the front door of his home, and he missed step one. Bro, what's that, bro? Like, that's crazy. Who does that? How do you get so injured from that?
But so he's not a bitch. He's not like doing
biggest
something.
Biggest bitch ever, bro. Like, bro, going to the hospital like almost dead, bro.
I mean, you could get a pretty serious injury though, like rolling your ankle, you know. But I mean, like, granted, it would sound cooler if he,
what's gonna be the next thing? Like,
was
gonna be, bro,
had a shark attack or something,
and I hit the pinky toe of my foot on like,
stubbed my toe.
You know, like, I had to go to emergency, of course, bro. Like, I'm painkillers, you know, bro.
I can tell you a funny story. Once I was playing soccer with my two brothers and my buddy, and so my middle brother, he's not very good in soccer ball. Well, actually, yeah. And then my youngest brother is like the best. And we were playing, and then so the middle one, he doesn't know how to play, so he just kicked people, try to get the ball on. And then so he kicked my brother's foot, and his small toe literally went like that, got dislocated. And we were on the sand in the middle of Santa Monica Beach, and we didn't know what to do, or maybe like it was Huntington Beach. So we were like, what should we do? And then like one of us called 911 for an ambulance or emergency to see if they can help, because like we didn't know like if we're broken, if it was disaster, there's no way to move him to the other. Like we're trying to figure out how can we move him. They have probably equipment, and then 2 firefighter trucks, 2 ambulances, and 4 police cars came to the incident for his little
toe.
toe. Yeah. And then they came to us. They told us, "Hey, by the way, it's gonna cost about $1,800 to put you in an ambulance. Would you guys rather just like
would you rather suck it up?
No, would you rather use your car and drive there slowly across the street?" And I was like, I actually just parked over there. We just want someone to take him from the sand to the car. And then they're like, okay, we'll help you. They took him, and then my brother said, like, fuck that. He grabbed his foot, he like popped it, and it went back in place.
Oh.
See,
And it just works. And like we all looked at him like, since when you're a doctor?
see, that's a real man right there, bro. No bitch, you know? Yeah.
He broke it, he fixed it.
Yeah. It's like if you break it, you fix it. That's how we operate.
But like that's why we always like say, hey, if you call, like that's like the worst emergency situation, and you get like the whole like emergency team in Huntington Beach showed up to fix his little. So we make jokes about it all the time now. His little toe. Now
Dude, it sounds like he's got real potential to be a doctor.
Oh man. But yeah.
That would actually happen to me when I was a kid. I don't know why, because this was like a really unique thing, but my thumb, I think when I was really young, I just fell on it really hard and it popped out of its socket completely.
Yeah.
And so my thumb would be like fully backwards,
Yeah.
and it would be popping out here. And after it happened once, it was so easy for it to happen again. And so whenever I just like hit something really hard, you know, when you're a kid, you're like jumping around doing a lot of stuff that like you wouldn't do now.
You may have like damaged one of the muscles.
Bro. I'm gonna tell you something.
So, but I would do the exact same thing. The first time it happened, I would just, I went to the doctor, and it was this whole thing. It was in so much pain, and then they just popped it back in.
Goes back,
And so then the next time that happened to me, I just popped it back in. And every
to
time
me
it popped out, I just popped it
elbow.
back in.
Her mom like used to like just pull her from one hand and make it dislocate, and then twice I had to go to the doctor, and they just pop it back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a story, bro. You know, this is gonna sound retarded, but you know, like kids, they like to compete. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, right? So let's say we were saying like, I can do this shit, and someone was like, oh, I can do whatever, and then a friend was like, okay, can you do this? And then he like popped his finger out of place, like to the front, and he did it like a gun, and I was like, whoa, how did you do that? And he was like, I by accident dislocated my finger, and since then I can do it. I was like, I'm not gonna lose, bro. I'm not a bitch. I grabbed my fingers and I dislocated them on purpose, so that I can do that, you know, so that I can put them all the. Now I can't so much, but when I was a kid, I could pull them all the way to the front to like do that, and I can do it, bro. I'm not a bitch. See, bro.
I'm a bitch. I'd
Oh
rather
my God.
not.
So you purposely
lose
pulled
a
out your
finger.
finger?
No loser mentality here, bro.
Oh
Only winning,
my
bro.
God.
Since a kid. So
Since
know.
you were a kid, you just had that. You had that dog in you.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Then my mother thought I was retarded for doing that. But yeah.
That's what I thought too.
I mean, I would think the same. I'd be worried about my child if they were. But actually, you can kind of see the competitiveness. So you know.
Wow.
Why did A16 put their event all the way out here?
That's a HQ of Tinder.
Oh,
They're
okay.
the one who's hosting the.
And they partnered with Tinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They invested in Tinder, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah. You think all these companies, they're like for fun, they're invested. There's all business
There are
interests.
some that
It's actually very smart
there are
of
some
them.
that don't
Yeah.
make sense to me. Like, I don't know.
That's what I want to do. I want to have like a conference for sustainability for Invo Station, so I can review products for free, do expos for free, and then make money while releasing them.
Yeah.
Instead of pay money. I'm still gonna do it. The team I worked with were like wimps, so it didn't work. So I need to find different team.
Yeah.
Also, the people you were trying to do it didn't work out.
They're still gonna do something, but I'm not gonna like. I do think that I shoot like moonshots, so I like things to be done professionally, the right way, you know, fancy way, nice way, organized. They're gonna do something small in a hotel. That's anybody can do that. That's not a conference. I would not reveal a product there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. So I'm gonna redo it, but now I have the business model.
Yeah.
I have all the information.
I love when those companies do those massive launches.
Yeah.
You know, like the Teslas or where they just make a whole event out of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's supposed to work.
That's how I think that you should do it.
Exactly. I like the NVIDIA model. They host NVIDIA
or the
GTC.
CES event with Jensen's talk.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Same as NVIDIA
But when
GTC.
you do
That's how it
something
works
like that,
usually.
you're a company that
NVIDIA GTC, they charge $350K to $750K to like have a big expo there,
Yeah.
big exhibit there, and then they release products there. They make like millions on NVIDIA GTC, and they release their product to the customers that will buy their product. So everybody exhibit there is NVIDIA, you know, related business and company.
Yeah.
So that really
I mean, a lot of the big tech companies do that. Like Workday does it, where my buddy works, and then Salesforce has Dream. I mean, there's so many companies that do it. It clearly is a working. It's a good playbook.
Exactly. You don't pay money on releasing products or, you know, marketing. You actually make money on releasing the product.
Yeah.
So you make money before you sell the product. And
but I think you need to have a lot of money to do that.
You need to have a good business model because the tickets will pay for everything, exhibitors will pay for everything, you know. So you don't really need to. You just need to have a smart business model, have the right people, and have the right to reach out. And just be good.
Well, so my buddy who's at Workday, the way that they do it is they have. They won't even bring all the reps from Workday. Like they'll bring like the elite people from the company, and then every single person that they're trying to close, it's a big account.
Yeah.
They'll try and like get to the event, and then they'll charge a ton of money for the tickets.
Yeah.
But it's just like pure, and they're doing it big. They're spending a ton of money.
Yeah.
They're getting like famous like celebrities, DJs, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And renting out arenas and having. I mean, they do it big, and it's just, it seems so fun.
Yeah.
But it's
the right way. So that's
it's a whole effort to do
what
something
I want
like
to
that.
do. Yeah. Well, I have like now production team. I have connections for all kind of. I have the business model, the pricing, to the tickets, how much sponsorship is. Like we literally built all that, and I have all that, like the whole. Now a better team to deploy it. I just don't have time to deploy it. I'm not gonna be running all that stuff. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you don't want to be a conference organizer.
Exactly.
We should go to the Tesla diner.
Tesla diner?
Yeah.
For what?
To get a burger from a robot, bro.
Or there's one in Pasadena that makes you burger. There's
one
a
in
bunch
Santa
of them.
Monica.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you guys want to go later?
Yeah, we
Tesla
could go.
diner?
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah, I'd be down.
As long as it's not raining.
I mean, we can wait more there. It's fine.
I guess you could drive there because you have a Tesla. You can charge it while you're.
True. I need to charge my car either way, so.
I saw yesterday. I was checking your range. I was like, okay, we have enough to go there.
Yeah, we barely had
You're
enough.
like 25% or something.
Yeah. Dude, I get low at times.
Yeah, I
Dude,
know.
there have been a couple times where I've gotten down to like 0.
Yeah. Whoa. 0?
Yeah, 2 times I got down to 0.
Man, I've had 3%. I've had the lowest on mileage is 14 mile, I believe, or 8 miles. I don't know, man. It was like I'm driving between stations, not able to find.
Well, that's
fun.
where you can get screwed, is where you think that there's a charging station somewhere and then there isn't.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
That's when you get like absolutely
There's
screwed.
one charging station.
That's basically what happened those 2 times where I got down to that.
Really?
Yeah, I was at a charging station.
I think I know where you're going. There's one that they turned it into a Rivian charging station, and it won't let you plug any other model.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
A disaster.
sometimes it's really weird. Like I'll be on the map and it'll show that there's a charging station, but then there isn't.
Yeah.
I was just like, why is this on the map?
Yeah, I know. It happened to me twice. One of them was a Rivian charging station. One of them was like the whole site was under construction. There's one actually in Anaheim that there's a charging station, but the cables are not there. Someone chopped off the cables.
The cables aren't there?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you know that there was one time an attack that people went and they cut all the cables for copper because they're thick. There's a lot of copper in them. And they just like chopped off a bunch of charging stations for copper.
That's crazy.
It is. Like
pure vandalism.
Yeah.
Oh, the police.
Oh, the
That's
police.
their business model.
They can't stop us, man. We're gonna way more.
Oh yeah. Can't stop us.
Bro, I hope there's no Home Depots nearby. I know shit in LA is crazy for them.
Dude, the guy who founded Home Depot went to Bucknell, place where I went to school. Yeah, Ken Langone, the straight C student.
Straight C.
Yeah, dude, all these guys who build these big companies are just awful students.
I mean, of course, bro. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
I
you're
mean,
too
I'm
rich.
just,
too.
yeah,
Like everyone, bro.
yeah.
There's 2 stories.
We were made for life, bro.
We were made for, yeah, we're made to
a
be
lot
in
of
a
things that
classroom.
they teach in school is like fucking like boring, bro. Like,
It's just not relevant.
I mean, the way they teach it, maybe that's the problem because it's just theory most of the time, so it doesn't get interesting at all. Maybe for some things up to a certain point, but if you actually start doing it like, practically, like be hands-on, then it's like really cool to learn and do shit, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
So that's
I
it.
literally like finished my books at second year of college by myself and continued college obviously, but I like did everything on my own, like did stuff on my own, started learning on my own.
Yeah.
Because like not enough time to learn everything and actually do it in college, right? So they teach you the basics, how things works, and give you a start so you can actually continue on your own.
Yeah.
So the toughest part is the start usually. That's my opinion. It's
You,
like
you
when
strike me as someone who is actually like pretty into school.
yeah, so like up till
No, not saying you're a nerd, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
am a
for
nerd.
example, you look at Andres.
No,
This
like-
kid
but like,
clearly
the way-
didn't do shit in school.
Yeah.
But like you, I feel like you were like, you know.
He said nerd in corporate, bro. Like that's crazy.
yeah, so basically let me tell you this. I was into school all the way till high school. High school basically like I just trying to figure out what I want to do in life, right? So first and like the educational system that I studied is a European system. Basically, you get judged based on the last year of high school to what major you select and what college degree. So if you get like certain percentage to certain percentage, engineering, certain percentage higher than that is like medicine, and then doctorate, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like get a good score, otherwise you won't even go to school. So you have to study hard. You have to understand like how things work and like really work hard. Otherwise, you just can't get into that major.
Yeah.
And my first year of high school, I was still trying to figure out what I want to do. My mom wants me to be a doctor, and I hate being a doctor. So I intentionally got like lower scores just so I don't become a doctor. And then I got so lower score, more than I estimated, that I couldn't get what I want to be. And I was like, okay, now maybe I should like, work harder. And so but my mom got the point. Basically, like, oh, this guy doesn't want it. I can't force him.
So,
and then
why didn't you just
showed
talk
her,
to your mom about not wanting to be a doctor rather than
I talked to her. You think I didn't talk to her? Talking doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
You gotta give her, teach her the hard
Exactly.
way.
You have to.
And then basically,
you got to take action and
Exactly.
fail those tests.
and then I basically so I had to do that last year again to get the score.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it again, and basically, at that point, I was for sure know that I want engineering, and I like did a lot of crazy things. I like the whole year, I didn't need to study because I already know the books. I'm already good at it. I just like intentionally failed it. So basically, what I did, I worked for a computer store. I learned how to assemble computers, and then I learned how to program computers. I learned how to do like a bunch of things to hack into the computer system, into Windows. Like I actually changed the core of the Windows. And at the end of it, I learned how to fix the motherboard. And I was stuck at a point was like, okay, now I know like all that I can learn, all that these people do, I already know it. Where do I go next? Anything I want to do next, you need education. So I want to understand like how the processor actually work inside the processor, how the capacitors around it operate, what's the clock that actually does, and why is the RAMs, assembled this way, and then what happens inside that RAM, and how does it work, and why if you put like a bunch of capacitors certain ways, it become like a cell phone, put them different way, become a computer, different way microwave, so I want to like, and there's no way you can learn that just on your own. You have to like actually go to school and learn the theories and learn all the physics behind it.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I got the score that I need, but then you go to the first 2 years of college, it's mostly like gen ed. And I'm like, fuck that. So I bought all the books and I studied them all by myself. By the end of second year, I was done with all the books. And I started actually building things by myself. And so I did a little test for an invention, basically my first invention ever. And by fourth year, I had the business plan for it. I did courses for business planning, and I did partnership with companies to sponsor it. And I was gonna start a car company, basically, a hydrogen car company.
What year was this?
That was 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
This is when Tesla was in trouble.
Yeah.
Dude, so we're 7 minutes away right now. 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Now 6 minutes. 6 minutes away.
Damn, bro, you know how to count, right?
Damn, bro. I'm close.
Bro, Beverly Hills looks shittier than I imagine.
Oh, actually, it's pretty. You're just like on a off street.
Okay.
Also, it's raining. Just look depressing now.
Maybe.
Like you're by Petco. That's not Beverly Hills.
I mean, I don't know, bro. My first time here.
It's like when you go to the end of Wilshire, where like it's terrible neighborhoods. That's not Santa Monica. It's like way off.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first time I pay attention here. Last time when we came was with Way. I didn't pay attention the whole trip. I don't know.
You were just looking at Way?
No, I wasn't. I don't
Andres
know.
likes the Asian
No,
women.
no.
That's his go-to.
He does.
No,
He does.
Yeah.
Wait, bro, that's disrespectful.
Oh.
We're gonna start talking about Way, bro. You want that on your stream?
Okay, so you have two. It's either you're gay or you like Way.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
Andres, which is it?
punishment.
Gay or you like Way?
What punishment or punishment?
It's so like that rhymes. Okay, guys, is he gay or he likes Way? You tell us.
Andres is up there shitting his pants right now. Oh man, we can change the subject. We'll change the subject. I mean, we are going to the Tinder event.
Well, we should download Tinder and swipe people off the event.
Oh,
Let me see how we can download Tinder.
Way, bro.
See, I have dating apps on my phone, but not Tinder, because I don't think Tinder is
Look,
a
it's in
dating.
red.
Waymo.
It's in red. Look.
Oh, Waymo doesn't give a shit. Dang, I wish I captured that move, dude. Waymo just pulled the craziest move I've ever seen in driving. Dude, that was some NASCAR.
That's so
That was
good.
Formula One. Whoa.
He did it.
Dang. Oh my god, I wish I captured that.
Run a red,
Whoa.
bro. Like, cut off all the
Waymo
people.
just ran a red.
I have a crazy
Pulled
joke.
the craziest move I've ever seen on
That's
the road.
like a professional.
That was
move.
like a professional.
Bro,
Now-
that's Bolivian level of driving, bro.
dude,
What the fuck?
I know Waymo is not a woman now.
But for this, Waymo slow. Bro.
Yeah, I
Waymo's
mean,
respectful, bro.
I don't know why Waymo isn't going now. This is kind of just.
Yo,
Waymo's feeling respectful.
How is Waymo gonna pull that move and then get stuck at like a truck?
I know, right? Fucking Waymo, bro.
That was crazy.
Damn.
And the crazy thing is I just felt safe the whole time because I trusted the technology.
I mean,
if I was in a
so
car
good.
with a person that did that,
Yeah, he was like, holy shit, what are you doing, man? You gonna kill us?
They do that a lot in Bolivia, so it's like normal shit, bro. But I was like crazy that Waymo did it because I mean I thought it was trained to do the opposite.
well, I think that the Waymo kind of at first was going to stop at the red and then realized that it was a little too far into the intersection.
And it was like, yeah,
then just
the rules, bro.
Then gassed it to the side there and then cut off those two people that were waiting.
Damn, bro. That's crazy, bro. Waymo sometimes comes up with so much.
Yeah,
right?
honestly, it makes me respect Waymo a bit more.
I know, right? What the fuck? Streaming Waymo.
Wow. I already respect Waymo. What gender are you? I'm a man.
What are
I'm
you?
signing up for Tinder.
You're signing up for Tinder right now?
Yeah. It says, do you want more genders? There's optional. Okay. All right. Show gender on
Show
profile.
me you know me.
Okay. Next. What are you interested in seeing? Like I already told you I'm straight. Obviously. Like it's so funny. Like they two don't go together. Like I'm gonna put 1 mile away so it just doesn't suggest someone from Bakersfield.
Oh my god. We didn't end up stopping at that charging station.
We got saved, yeah.
We ended up stopping at
Really?
the ideal, like the best charging station.
Bro, that was amazing.
At the most amazing barbecue. What was it? Harris Ranch?
Yeah, like
I think
a
Harris Ranch.
It had an airport. It had everything. Bro. What the fuck?
Yeah. That was crazy. This is your Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Mm. I wonder if this Waymo in front of us is going to the same.
I think so. It's following the same path. But they didn't pull the same thing with both, so. Not the same way. So why are the houses here so small? That's so tiny, bro.
What is this office in Beverly Hills?
Yeah. But like places here are so tiny. That's crazy.
Yo, I'm gonna put my. It's asking me what's your zodiac sign. Mine is a red flag. It's a Gemini.
Interesting location for an office, to be honest.
Don't forget your.
Yeah, it looks like a neighborhood.
Like so random that it's like.
There are more
here,
drop-off
you know?
options in the app.
Like the headquarters.
When does this event go till?
From noon until I don't know when. Let me check. This is from noon to 1:30. Like 1 hour and a half event. Very quick. Yeah, so it's in this place. That building. Damn, that's an American, bro.
Vehicle approaching.
All right.
Mr. America.
Getting out of the Waymo.
So let's go to this building.
That building.
All right. You ready, bro?
Of course, man.
How do we get there? That way?
I guess, yeah.
Follow the umbrella guy.
Just follow the people, bro.
For all the people around the world.
All right, the moment of truth. Are we going to get in?
Hopefully.
We found Grace.
We found Grace.
Hi, Grace. All right, you guys, we're in Tinder HQ for our. Here you go, Tinder. How you doing?
We had our invitations for today. Beautiful, thank you. How many was that for?
2, me and this guy.
Yeah. I'm also on stream right now, so it's just thanks. All right. Made it to the event. All right, how are you feeling, Leah?
Doing great. We're in Tinder. We're like in the app. So now you can like dig inside the core of the app to see where you're gonna swipe left or right, and
Yeah, you should
see
hit them
the
up
core
and
of
ask for
people.
better matches. This is actually really.
You like the design of a laser quick sign? I feel like it's unique. It reminds me of some of Tesla's stuff.
Some of Tesla's.
You know, they had like that tunnel what that goes through when they released which model? Maybe Cybertruck or something. Oh, the tunnel, the Vegas tunnel.
Yeah.
So it has that similar like coloring and stripes. That's right. You're right.
Dude, I'm pumped. I guess I gotta dump this on my table. Alright.
Find a trash somewhere.
Are we
Oh,
vlogging
there's one over
today?
there.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we are.
streaming right now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, do you want to say hi? Are you from Tinder?
Hi, I'm from Tinder.
Go Tinder.
Woo!
Now we're like inside the app.
Oh, yes. I'm excited for you guys to actually experience it today.
Perfect. We're excited too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even just the aesthetic, just upon walking in is very nice.
You're gonna feel Tinder when you walk in here.
I love it. I'm pumped. I'm fired
I've been in
up.
LA for over like 14 years.
Thank you so
That's the
much.
first time I know that the HQ is here.
Right. Well, welcome to Tinder. you
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah,
This
we
is
came
just a
out from
photo
Santa
release
Monica.
form,
Okay,
letting
no
you know that
worries.
photos will be taken
I got
today.
you.
So initial here and then signature and email address.
Okay. And then signature here.
Yes.
And today is
10:14.
10:14.
Love it. So official.
Thank you so much.
I'm actually going to give this back to you,
All right.
and then you're going to give us a check.
Sounds good.
I think there's 2 here.
You're probably gonna need a lot more.
If there's 2, just
Yeah, I'll give you one back. Yeah, it feels thick. Yeah,
we
there
love
you
to
go.
stick together.
All right.
that's ready
Should we
for you.
tag team this? I'll sign. All right. So just sign right here, and then.
Employee. So
How you doing?
Oh,
This is
okay.
my form. Leo, yeah. Let's see if there's more Leos.
All right.
It's rare to find another Leo.
right.
You're good to go.
All right. Awesome.
And then Leo Lynch.
Leo Kayali.
Appreciate
There you
it.
go, on top. There's another
All right.
Leo.
How's it going?
Oh,
Good. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes. I'll do that. Can you hold this up?
Yeah. He's my plus one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
William Samasagi.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just wait for you.
Yeah.
I'm holding someone's camera. You want to be on live?
And then
To be famous.
October 14th. All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. We're in
Thank you.
Tinder. And
All right.
here's Will,
We made
the
it.
man, the legend. You made it. What floor was it? Sorry, what floor was it? What floor was it?
Sorry?
What floor number?
This is the P4
Oh.
is where you're asking.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Is it going to take us on its own? It's not working. What do we do?
Open the. Let's try opening. It's
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going.
Where are you trying to look for?
The Tinder event.
Oh no, the event is over here.
Oh.
I'm
Sorry about
looking
that.
for a parking floor. but the event is
Oh,
right here.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. All right.
All right.
2 minutes.
Cool.
Fine.
I feel like what we can do.
Ooh, look at that Tinder logo. That's badass.
Yeah, actually, we'll walk around the event a little bit. Look at this.
Yes, we're talking together.
Let's get into it. What do you sell?
Like when I go to these events, it feels like
Coffee sounds good. Let's do some coffee.
especially like I feel like it's like
Yeah, 100%. So you go to an event like this when you're I'll talk to you about it. So it's a super interesting problem. I don't think any events are really solving it. So how are you solving it? Yeah, so I'll create it on share it out. So for example, I'm hosting chicks tomorrow.
Excuse me. Is it cool if I leave my bag here and watch over it real quick?
I'm probably gonna leave also, but
Oh, okay.
go to get like stuff, but I'm sure it's fine.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Just gonna leave my bag for the seat.
Yeah, I want to get mine too.
Yeah.
Go get something.
Let's go get some food. All right.
I knew it. You would be here getting food.
Coffee. You gotta always start with coffee.
We got
You
like
know
a
someone's
little
OG if
little
they start
Tinder
with
thing
coffee.
here. Little Tinder box.
Oh yeah, Tinder box.
Oh, Leo. Yo, Leo.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep the mic or do you want me to take it back? It's up
Up
to
to
you.
you. I'm good either way.
Okay.
Inspire my conversations. You're gonna like hear all the conversations I have with the chicks.
Yeah, in that case, I might need to take that back at some
Oh
point.
yeah, please. Can I have some?
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you.
also we're
Thank you.
seated on the up to the right.
Merci
side.
beaucoup. Let's see what I have. The other side is the same. Maybe I'll take some chips. Maybe I'll go around you. Ah.
It's a good call.
Getting carbs.
Andres, you eat so healthy, man. You eat healthier than I do. You ready to rip it? How's it going? Good to see you.
Nice.
See you, man. So the Tinder event, Tinder A16.
Your mic is not gonna work?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, what about you? Oh, really good.
I didn't see you at SF. Were you here?
I went to SF Tech Week on Wednesday. So I missed like the first couple days, but then after that, I was there. Were you there?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're from LA, right? You're living here nowadays? You're local?
How you doing, Leo?
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Hi,
you're
Leo.
coming down for the
Yeah,
Tech
thanks.
Week. I see.
What do you do?
Very cool.
Mexico? Okay.
Go for it.
I have a startup in San Francisco,
Oh great, we're in San Francisco.
in Back Heights. Yeah.
I used to live there.
Oh, really? Okay. Where?
lived in uphill and then the mission.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Then,
I'm gonna.
sorry, my camera's on. Just kind of
Let's do
like it's for social media. If you don't want, I can turn it off. Turn it off. Sorry, I was just recording this. Oh, actually, it stopped recording. The light's on. Oh, it is okay. All right, sorry, got it off. Yeah, so Naphill is very nice. I like them. I hang out there a lot. I make basically flying Waymos, and we're gonna deploy in San Francisco.
Actually, yeah, Andres, this is probably a better.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Good call.
Okay.
I'm Will, by the way.
I see.
Thank you. My cameraman rolled his
actually still
ankle,
in Santa
and
Monica.
I was so excited to go and stream this week.
Moved to,
so I'm like, screw it. I got
San
this
Francisco,
thing
like, 3 years
still,
ago, a
so
little bit over
we
3
can make it
years
work.
How
Appreciate
do you like
that.
New York other than the winter? Yeah. What's like the thing that say like? Do you think like it's the city that's like?
Are
where
you with
wanna
Tinder?
live? It is. Okay.
I really like
No.
San Francisco. I feel like I sort of love the great, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw the fit. I was thinking.
Just like through the roof when you lived over there. Like in New York, it's just such a walkable city.
Yeah, honestly, it's like you're matching. If I was looking at the entire crowd of people,
We're way
I would
more
think
now.
you are one of the many
So it's
people
like
who are from the
$7
company.
in most cases. Yeah, it goes to up to like 11, depends on where you're going. So it's not as bad.
Okay.
It's cheaper
Very
than
cool.
Lyft and Uber.
So
now.
you work around the area?
I'm actually, I'm a consultant now.
Oh, okay.
I work for Indeed, the hiring company.
I know Indeed. Yeah.
So I let go over the summer, and so now I'm just doing consulting. I'm looking for a new full-time job, and while I'm here, just like trying to my second
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're both founders of different companies. So you can.
You haven't
Okay, I'll start. So.
Still going.
So I've actually been a founder for 10 years. So right now involved with 2 businesses. My last company
did a crazy
was in the
move.
Bitcoin mining
So the
industry.
light was red, you were in
So,
the middle.
like, do you own any
So
crypto,
fast
or do
red
you
light.
know the company
So
Coinbase?
fast,
Or
there was a gap between cars and like snug in, and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I know basics, but I'm not involved.
Okay.
Mining.
Yeah, it's basically like mining
LA Waymo
Bitcoin.
is
I actually
way
started
more
mining
like,
other crypto and then
aggressive
got into Bitcoin
still
mining.
doing that.
And still doing that. So that there are data centers on 4 different continents that are actively mining. So we've raised a lot of rounds early on, just more like bootstrap, angel, like through convertible debt as well to scale, like creative
I had no
financing,
clue
and
that
then
they have an HQ in Beverly Hills.
yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah, so our model's very unique. It actually relates to Coinbase. So just like how Coinbase made it easy for you to buy Bitcoin, we make it easy for you to mine Bitcoin. So anyone around the world can start mining Bitcoin easier than buying Bitcoin, and we're the main on-ramp for that.
You know, I have a startup. I make basically flying
Actually,
Waymos,
that's a
like
great question.
flying
So
version of Waymo.
we're in a very good position because there's a lot of barriers to entry to do that, because it's a mix of mastering hardware, like
What about
logistics and software all in one.
Okay.
And so
in Tinder.
yeah, but I learned a lot along the way. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Do you want me to mic you up, and then when we chat, you could be involved? Yeah. I was like, wait, you're asking really good questions. And I'm like, they probably can't hear the questions here. Yeah, if you could. Yeah. So we're just on stream right now, but then later on, we just post it to YouTube and some other places. Just want to give you the heads up, but yeah. I think it'll be good too, like show your consulting question mastery.
I was always thinking about, like, if I don't have space, like, what are the right questions and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good for you to be able to kind of self-fund, angel fund, and like kind of do it yourself.
Yeah, well, the big thing about it is so the one that I'm spending, like we grew that, and then there's now another CEO kind of stepped out of the CEO role, passed it along to the guy I worked with for a number of years as the COO. And then I moved to the president role, and he's running it as a CEO, and now I'm running an AI company. So, there we go. Yeah, so, yeah, you can kind of just clip it, or the cool thing about this is like it follows.
And how does magnet work? Oh, like this? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
It shouldn't have been that complicated, but it was.
I almost wonder, so the cool thing about this is like it follows me wherever I go with the green
It's really
light.
cool.
Yeah, and you can have it like focus on a new subject. But I'm wondering if I could like put this down anywhere, because
That is quite a nice little setup. Like, every
it's
time
like-
you do something with them, I'm even more impressed.
I'm almost like wondering if I put it there and then we sit there.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be. And here's the other cool thing about it.
I'll go over here.
We could also make it like horizontal
I
too.
guess if nobody comes over here for a bit. We're
Yeah.
kind of tucked over here. I don't know if people realize there's a whole like other section here.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually pretty good. Look at that. Look, just an impromptu. Actually, I'll put this.
Did you buy this on Amazon? I feel like I need to get this. Like, I love this. Best Buy? What's the brand name?
DJI.
VGI?
DJI.
D?
DJI.
Okay, like a dog? DJI?
DJI.
Okay. How much does it cost?
150.
How much?
150.
And it's lightweight. I think it's lightweight at least. It looks
Yeah.
like light.
All right. Well, I guess
But
it's.
you're not in it though.
Yeah, that's like the one. So it does require like a little finessing.
Microphone just dropped.
A little finessing. Oh, Andres, and then you're in it.
Wait,
All right.
it fell down, and I think the other part of the clip,
Oh, the mic?
because it was a magnet, right? So it has got two parts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna use the magnet part anymore. Oh my gosh, where's your thing?
Let's see.
It's small and black, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Oh, look at the
Yeah.
floor. The floor is like the worst possible color for this.
I think we'll be able to find it.
I was sitting down and it went back on the floor by your leg.
Yeah.
No, the backpack wasn't on the floor, was it?
Yeah, the backpack was on the floor.
Well, shake the backpack in case it fell into that because it literally dropped right by your foot. Oh, it's on me still. Okay.
There we go. Let's go.
I was like, where is it? Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're not gonna.
Yeah, sometimes, because I think that's pretty thick, so it might be hard for the magnet to get through.
Okay, where do you want to start with the?
I mean, honestly.
Tell me about your business.
Yeah, we could do that, and then also just like I was doing a lot of this at SF Tech Week, and okay. This thing's kind of freaking out.
Of course, now it's misbehaving.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully that works. Yeah. So I was doing a lot of this at the other Tech Week, and it's pretty just casual, like figuring out like what brings people to Tech Week, like what they're hoping to get out of it, what they're looking to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned that you do consulting.
Yeah, so I used to be in growth marketing, so helping like tech companies identify customers, drive revenue, and after a while you get tired of always being told what to do. You kind of want to just like figure out problems and solve them yourselves. And so I was just like, why not? Like the economy is not great right now. Startups are really exciting, and so I was like, let me just find out what's going on in the startup world here in LA. And there's so many people with a lot of passion, great ideas for product, but not necessarily who is the right customer, how to reach them, how to speak to them, and how to convert them. And that's where really I can help out because this kind of, if you build it, they will come, doesn't always work at scale. It might work for the beta or for the first 50 customers, but if you're looking to make like a unicorn or something really grow, you need to really have a strategy in terms of how to go after the customers.
Yeah, and so I mean, you bring up a lot of good points there. As a founder, one of the big questions that I'm always trying to wrestle with, especially at the early stages, is how do you find that ideal customer? How do you speak to them? How do you get product market fit? From your experience, was there any types of things that you notice that really help in that stage, or is your sweet spot a little bit more later stage? Like, what are some of the areas that you kind of think like, hey, this is what I enjoy doing?
I think it starts with really the value proposition like refinement, because I think the founder is so passionate about the product and always or the service, it can do these 5 different things. I start with, what do the customer actually need? Because you gotta start with the need and then understand what that core need is and going after that one need. Because I always find distill that product into its simplest form and then sell that, and then you can attach them to the other services and products. Too many founders are trying to do too many things at once. Like this product or service can do 8 different things. That's fantastic. What's gonna make you money or what's gonna be interesting and take off? And so it's really focusing on like what I think is gonna have the highest acquisition pull, and then getting to focus on that one product or service and then sell them or get them into the other ones.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do selfie questions because I think it keeps.
Yeah, and I can also hold it too.
Okay. Yeah. So.
But I think, I think when a company's at scale, it's a little bit easier because you've got a track record, you know what's making money. But I think when a company's younger, sometimes it's harder because sometimes the product or service or the feature that the founder is most interested, most passionate about isn't what customers actually want. And so I think it's sometimes you have to start with just getting them open to being like, let's just follow the customer and see what the customer actually wants and appreciates, and then pivot and go there. And sometimes it can be challenging. Because if the founder is really passionate and emotional about what they've created, it's hard to kind of pivot that baby sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things too that, like, I can give you the example of my current startup because we're still in the earlier stages.
The AI one, right?
The AI one. So the core service and product is, I was looking at this as a founder, and you could have the most amazing product, service, vision in the world as an entrepreneur, but it's tough to build a company, right? It's like, even if you have the product, getting it in the hands of people who need it is very difficult. And so what I had to do many times was figure out, okay, how are we going to get these people to hear about us? And it was just so manual, so many like hours, just doing stuff that I hated. What, like, oh, this research, and then we got to get the lead data here and do X, Y, and Z and run these campaigns. So I realized that with AI, you can really speak to and understand who that ideal person is. It's like, anytime that I'd approach someone or that you want to get in touch with someone, you have to have something to give. You know, it's like, okay, what are their pain points? What does their situation look like? How do we help them? And so building an AI software that can almost act as that AI sales team as a service, but more so that AI like team of agents that's like, you might not have the ability to go and like raise a venture round with Sequoia or A16, but you have the ability to subscribe to a software that can take a lot of that work that you wouldn't be able to afford previously.
So your company right now is AI agents?
AI agents on the sales side. So everything leading up to getting your ideal person on a call, basically. Yeah, so it does the research, the list building, the custom outreach and personalization.
Does it score the leads or score the personas or develop personas for each of the audiences?
It develops the personas, and all of this is editable. So within, like, let's say that it develops this persona and you're like, actually, it's like a little bit like this. You can go and change that. And that data is all the input for your outreach and everything that the AI agent will use.
Can you overlay that on other types of data? So if you have this kind of persona, how then does a company with salespeople then put it into action?
Yeah, so the onboarding is actually super simple. All they have to do is just put in their website, and it'll give a first pass at like personas, like, you know, lead lists, everything, and you can edit all of that and run campaigns. And it really is just like reviewing and editing to make sure that it's on point.
So for example, like if I am running campaigns in Meta, and I'm using your software to understand who my personas are, you're saying that I can take those personas and then build custom audiences, whether it's Meta or Google Analytics, of Google AdWords that is, to kind of target folks? Or no, calling people on the phone and actually like...
That's a great question. I see what you mean. So it's... Right now, it's not like it's integrated with like Meta and like some of like ad campaigns. It's more so whoever your ideal person is, it's going to go out and buy the data from different lists so you can target those people with personalized messaging. And it'll personalize the messaging. So like think of like Apollo's data set and like LinkedIn's data set.
Sending emails, or what kind of communication is it?
Yeah, right now it's email, and that's the only channel as of right now.
Got it. Yeah. So who's renting the list? Is the company still renting the list, or does your company handle that as well? No.
Our company handles everything. Yeah, like every little piece from like email domain setup, the warm up of the just to make sure that your messages get seen, all the way through buying the leads and like personalizing.
And if the company has a strong sense of branding and how those emails should look, you all are able to ingest those templates. And
yeah, there's a final step where it's like GPT. It's like, hey, do X, Y, or Z custom instructions. You can have that applied to every single one of your campaigns.
And how do you ensure it doesn't get bounced back or like manage unsubscribes, that type of stuff?
Yeah, on the unsubscribes, like inevitably some people you reach are going to unsubscribe, but we limited it as much as possible, more so than the other offerings on the network, because we buy the domains and we warm them up, which basically means like simulating real activity and keeping the amount of emails sent per day to a minimum.
So is the call to action, are you ready to speak to a salesperson or something like that?
Yeah, so at that point the founder will take over or the salesperson will take over.
Got it. Okay, that is really interesting.
So the big change that we're making, so we got the technology built and like we're selling it, but to really early stage founders, and we realized that they were a little too early because they didn't have a budget, and most importantly, they hadn't reached product market fit yet. And so it's like if you're trying to scale outbound and you haven't reached product market fit, then it's much more difficult. So now we're trying to target more of like Series B plus companies.
That makes a lot more sense.
That actually have something where it's like they're not refining that offer, they're just trying to scale it up.
Ideally, they have revenue on a recurring basis, and so there's some traction.
Yeah, so that's the big change that we're making right now.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's super fun diving in.
It's also a part of the business people don't always love to do, cold calling, and so I think if you can make it like instead of cold calling but warm calling, that feels a lot easier.
Exactly. It's basically like turning everything into inbound leads in a way, because
someone
like
raise their hand and say, "Yeah, I'm interested. I'm ready to talk to somebody," versus like you getting that immediate hurdle of kind of convincing them, like why they should spend their time talking to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how'd you come up with that? Were you cold calling yourself and be like, "I hate this," and like?
I think a lot of it was just like following what I kind of wish I could take off my plate as a founder, which is actually why I started with the earlier stage, because I was like, hey, I was part of this like early on, like I understand this need, but then I realized that I could want that product so much, but it's not the right fit for me or for a business owner if they don't have the recurring revenue yet. So
what could be the next phase of this is some kind of voice element where even like the initial call is handled by some kind of AI, right?
Yeah, well that's actually, there are two paths that we're looking to move down, and that was the initial path. And we actually have changed it slightly to focus on an inbound, like on your website chat agent, which I know that there are chatbots and things like that, but this has access to your target customer, your data, like everything, So it's going to be able to convert at a higher, like rather than some random chatbot that's on your website trying to like interact with a customer, this will be able to say like, hey, we understand that this is this person's pain points, objections. This is how we can get them on a call.
Because it identifies them ahead of time, right? When they come onto the website, they know who they are from an email sent to them prior?
Yeah, it can like enrich the data on the lead based on whatever. Yeah.
Well, what I know from salespeople is the more data they have, the better the quality of the lead is. In terms of scoring and being able to work the lead. So your target audience, any specific industry or just any kind of like Series B plus type of founder or startup?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, we're kind of in that phase where we've got a hypothesis, but it's not like we've got a customer base of like 500 people in that target customer. So right now, we haven't like fully verticalized on an industry or anything. It's kind of industry agnostic for the time being, but the hypothesis is that anyone with a scalable product, which tends to be like B2B SaaS, would be a good ideal target customer.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
what's kind of been like your sweet spot in terms of where you've played in the past or worked on? Like,
yeah, good question. I think for me, like when I meet many marketers, they focus a ton on branding and awareness. And I think what's been hard to kind of nail down is how do we prove that marketing's driving revenue? And so my entire career has been based and anchored on marketing driving revenue and how to prove
like
that,
performance,
right? Incremental revenue, right? So it's not a question of like we're doing a lot of activities that keep us busy and we hope they work. It's I can actually run statistical analysis and prove that by spending $1 million here, it drove X million dollars there. And so that's my entire career. And so I started off actually at Kaplan, the higher education company, and then I was actually at Amazon back when Amazon Prime was launching Amazon Student Prime. I was part of the team that kind of built that out. And then Zulily, then Chegg, and then Indeed. And in every single company, no matter what the space has been, it's always been how do we ensure that we're getting the ROI of marketing dollars and we can actually prove like net revenue. And every marketer can do that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the cold start problem. First, we have Hillary Payne, VP of Product at Tinder, who will be moderating the conversation. We have Spencer Raskoff, the CEO of Tinder and Map Group, and Andrew Chang, General Partner at Andreessen Horowitz. Thanks so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to LA Tech Week. Thank you for making it today. I know it's not LA usual weather, but I'm excited you're here. We have a very exciting conversation for you all. and it's good to see so many of you in the room. We have a room full of founders and builders, and today's conversation is going to be about how products go from 0 users to users that can define entire categories. And we have 2 very capable panelists to talk to today about some of those problems and challenges and the opportunities within. So first up, we have Andrew Chen, General Partner at Andreessen Horowitz, and the author of The Cold Start Problem, which is the definitive book on how networks grow. We'll actually be handing out some copies of his book today for anyone who would like to pick one up. And we have Spencer Raskoff, who is the new CEO of Match Group and Tinder, who has spent his career scaling companies like Zillow and is now leading an iconic consumer platform here at Match Group and Tinder. So very excited for this conversation, and I'm going to give you guys a little preview on the arc for today. We're going to start with the hardest problem, which is going from 0 to 1. Then we'll discuss how you go through the growth stage and what metrics to look for. And finally, we will talk about hitting the ceiling and some of the challenges that come with broader scale and how you create moats and more. So, Andrew, we're going to start off with you. Let's go straight to the hardest problem, so 0 to 1. In your book, you write about atomic networks, which are the smallest self-sustaining networks that you can build in a product. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what signals to look for when you're just starting out?
Yeah, awesome. Well, first I want to thank everyone for coming to Tinder HQ and braving the rain, which is very unusual. And so yeah, thank you for this, and with the books later, actually, I'll try and sign a couple of them as well, before I leave. But yeah, look, I think one of the first things that you'll notice when you talk to many of the startups out there is that their 0 to 1 story is often very, very unique and idiosyncratic. The original Tinder story, of course, is based on throwing parties on college campuses, and then a lot of what's happening right now on in AI. All of these tools is around launch videos that are going off on social media and so on and so forth. And the reason for that is because all of these work, all of the various strategies work, and it is very useful to kind of come up with sort of a whole set of playbooks and to talk about all the playbooks. But they all work because all you really need to do is to create this atomic network. And the atomic network is really what is the minimum number of people when they're using your product that you need in order for the thing to be functional. And so what's great about certain products like WhatsApp or products like Zoom is that you can just have kind of one other person, and you could for example have a chat app where you just use the chat app just to talk. You just have one use case, one person that you want to talk to, and so in that case you just need to get to that, and that's great. In other cases like dating apps or marketplace products like Airbnb, you might need hundreds of people in the same geography to get there. And so on one hand, you might view this as many of you guys are founders. Actually, how many folks here are founders? Almost everybody. All right, yeah, founder strong. Okay, this is great. So I think what ends up happening is on one hand you might look at that and say, wow, that is a pain in the ass that you might need hundreds of people or thousands of listings in the market in order for it to work. But on the other hand, that is your moat. If you can create that, then it becomes that much harder for someone else to enter into the market. And special things about products with network effects. So.
Yeah. So I think also you hear a lot that most products don't fail because the idea is bad. It's because when they start out early, it's really hard to get that user interaction right. I guess using Tinder as a case study, and I know you were involved in some early conversations with the Tinder team. What did you see that Tinder did right that maybe some of the founders, so many of you in the room, can learn from?
Yeah, well, so as you allude to, many years ago, Matt Kohler from Benchmark actually introduced me to the Tinder team when I think it was like 70 people or something like that. And so, so I'd fly down, you know, a couple times a year and spend time at like offsites and that kind of thing with the Tinder team. So it was a really interesting time where they had product market fit, and you know, there was still a lot of growth to be had, especially internationally. And so, you know, I think the most interesting thing about the story of Tinder is that they took online dating as a category had existed. But the way that it existed was super interesting because it was basically like you would put up a profile and then it would get listed and then people could browse profiles and then you could just private message other people. And the joke that Sean Rad, one of the founders, said was it was almost like you would go to work, you would do email, and then you would come back, after a full day of work, and then you would have like more email to do, but in the form of these these dating messages. And how annoying is that? And so the fact that once the iPhone came out, being able to take that whole experience and make it so that it was actually fun and really fluid, and obviously the iconic swiping motion, to invent something like that is just so fantastic. This is why Tinder is really one of the great products of the mobile age. Is really literally inventing that kind of iconic interface, and just making it all really fun. But I think the hidden thing behind it is, okay, so you went from a world where the more attractive you are in the dating marketplace, that you get inundated with messages, to going to a version where you can swipe and you can control how many active conversations you're having. That in itself is a really interesting just marketplace innovation, that because we all love, for example, I worked at Uber before, that you can just hit a button and a car comes. Imagine if you hit a button and then like all the drivers start messaging you, and then you have to like sort out which one you want. And I kind of say that, and you guys maybe think this is like kind of a silly example, but there were actually rideshare products that worked that way. Like each driver would like bid on your trip, and you would pick the one that you wanted, and that was maybe more of like a classic marketplace interface. So to do something that sort of feels like it's a match and sort of just simplifying all of that is just that much better, which is why I want to pitch to Spencer my real dating app idea, which is an AI arranged marriage app where you just hit a button and then you're just set up with your spouse, and then it's just done. You're done. Like, why do we even need any dating? Okay, anyway, that's my pitch. We'll discuss it more after.
It used to be like that. That's like Back to the Future. I mean,
Yes, that's
300 years ago.
It all comes back.
That's like your family's property is adjacent to my family's property. Let's just like make this happen. That was a couple hundred years ago.
Spencer, obviously today Tinder has millions of users, but the cold start problem is really about thinking small first. And so I'd love for you to talk a little bit about how you apply this atomic network thinking for companies like Tinder that are at scale.
So first of all, read Andrew's book, because it is the definitive book on 0 to 1 and go-to-market and building network effects. Secondly, I just want to point out that when I talk to founders, it's amazing how many of them forget about the importance of go-to-market. So the idea of if you build it, they will come. As long as you build a good enough product, people will find it. No, like totally untrue in my experience, at least today. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, when the app stores were newer, and 20 years ago when the web was newer, it was more possible to just launch a great product and have people discover it. That is not true anymore. You have to bake in go-to-market at the very beginning of the company, or else you'll ship a great product that nobody will use. So in terms of building network effects today at scale, and we think about it every day at Match Group. For example, one of our apps called Pairs is the biggest dating app in Japan. About 10% of all marriages happen on Pairs. And Pairs has only been in Japan, but it just launched in Korea. So all of a sudden we have a new cold start problem again, new market, new language, new culture, completely starting from scratch to grow in Korea. And the answer is we utilize a lot of the things that we learned in Andrew's book about starting super small, for example. In this case, it's about focusing on office workers aged 21 to 25, just in 5 or 10 square blocks in downtown Seoul, like really, really small micro networks. It's about suppressing, basically making it difficult to see how sparse the network is at the beginning. So for example, if you allow everybody to see everything in the marketplace, well then they'll be able to see that there aren't that many people there. This is like walking into a bar, and if there aren't that many people there, they're going to want to keep the lights down so you can't actually see that there aren't that many people there, or else you might leave. Goat, which is one of the great success stories of LA Tech, has a great anecdote on this front. If you talk to Eddie Liu or the team at Goat, and they talk about how they built marketplace liquidity in the very early days, what they did was they hacked supply. They literally went out and bought a couple hundred pairs of shoes and with their venture capital, and then they shot photos of those shoes on different backgrounds. So here's this pair of Air Force Ones on a blue rug, the same exact pair of Air Force Ones on a white rug on a gray floor, and then they uploaded that into Goat, and it looked like they had a lot more supply than they actually had because it was the same inventory redisplayed. So anyway, start super small, do unscalable things. Don't let your marketplace participants see how sparse the supply actually is, and build go-to-market right from the very beginning, or else nobody will use whatever great thing you built.
Makes perfect sense. So start small, make sure you have a strong network, have a strong go-to-market from the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about how you get to compounding growth. And Andrew, I think maybe it would be helpful for you to talk a little bit. I know we're going to hand out the book today, and many of you have probably already read this, but let's talk a little bit about the 5 stages of network growth in your book, and specifically what metrics builders and founders and startup teams can look for that tell them they're on the right track and that they're almost to that tipping point.
Yeah, well, going back to this concept of an atomic network, how do you know what your atomic network is, and how do you know that you have successfully just created one, right? Because that's often the question, which is, okay, great, like we kind of live in a world of these like vanity metrics. Oh, how many installs do you have? How many matches, or how many kind of actions have users taken? Okay, well let's actually rewind. Like, can you just make one atomic network that is really sticky? And so what that often means is, in the case of, maybe we'll go to B2B for a second, just for variety, which is if you're building like a collaboration tool, let's say you're building like a Figma or an Asana or something like that. Can you get the companies, once you have like 10 people on a team using one of these products, can you look at that and say, okay, yeah, this is now like a stable network. And it's stable because you look at, daily actives over monthly actives. You might say, okay, well, there's 20 work days in a month. How close are you getting to that 66% kind of down now? How close are you getting to being able to say, okay, this whole thing is 30 days in, you're getting a double-digit percentage of users that are sticking around. And once you're able to prove that you can create one network, it's much easier to talk about how can you create 2 atomic networks and 3 atomic networks and on and on and on, right? And when it's B2B, you're often then thinking about doing a launch, doing a wait list, figuring out what are the most qualified kinds of people and teams that might spread it inside their companies, and how do you get 10 people at each of your customers, or whatever is the sort of minimum network size for your atomic network to actually be able to launch and be stable. If you're doing consumer, this is where, again, in Tinder's history, knowing that you could throw a party at USC, getting 500 people on campus, and then that sort of central node of these like 500 folks will allow you to take over a campus. It's much easier to then think, oh, okay, well, can we run the same playbook at UCLA? Can we run the same playbook at various schools kind of all around the U.S.? And for that, then you're much more kind of just thinking through what's the repeatability involved? Can you create new networks and replicate the same kinds of metrics that you're seeing earlier? And once you're there, then you can think a lot more about maybe as a conclusion to this answer is you can think a lot more about top line metrics at that point, because then you can map out the United States and say, okay, well, how many colleges are there? And how many colleges are we going to launch in the next 3 months versus 6 months versus a year versus 2 years? And you can actually build these really beautiful exponential growth curves, and that is what these city by city launches kind of allow you to do, because you launch in more places, and then that allows you to accelerate over time. And so I would start then looking at kind of top line metrics only after you've nailed the metrics that prove your atomic network's functioning.
And layer on top of this the VC's kind of perspective. This is how you get from funding milestone 1 to funding milestone 2 to funding milestone 3, because VCs are clearly looking for this. They're looking for replicability of, okay, great, you're at this scale in these number of communities. If we do a $2 million seed round, then XYZ. Then if we do a $10 million Series A, then it's so much more important to have small network effects already built that with demonstrated replicability to get to the next funding milestone than having disparate, distributed users, for example, or advertisers or subscribers across a larger audience that is not at scale and networked.
Yeah, I would say, just to jump in here, I think even at scale, right, so Tinder today, a modern scaled company, we have now a focus on our roadmap around personas, for example, and this really acts as constraints for our team to think about who we're solving for. But I also think this applies to startups as well, right? Being very crisp on whose problems you're solving and who your target customer is in more B2B cases really helps you focus on the wealth of opportunities in front of you, and also the right metrics to ensure that you're driving compounding growth for that specific audience. But of course, with that focus on specific users or specific customers come trade-offs. And this is something that I think we face most of our days, which is a trade-off between growth and revenue, for example. And Spencer, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about how growth and monetization in particular can live in harmony, because I think it's easy for those two to become at odds with one another very quickly. But I think you've got a good perspective on how to strike a balance there.
Well, it starts with org design, and this is actually why we have the growth pods and the revenue pods both reporting to you, Hillary. So I think it's important to, if you want to find that harmony, to make sure that that your org design, especially at a larger company where you're going to have multiple leaders across different engineering and product pods, that those things come together in the same person. But when I joined 7 months ago, the company was oriented much more towards short-term revenue and profit and less towards solving user outcomes. Somewhere along the way, Match Group had become less founder-centric and less founder-led and much less founder mode and more kind of Wall Street oriented. And so I've tried to repair that and return it to founder-led roots. And a lot of that is about prioritizing user outcomes instead of short-term revenue or short-term profit. For example, we've done a lot of work in recommendations around deciding whom to show to whom and making sure that we're showing the people that we think people will want to see, not necessarily the people that that will make the most money from. So this is an example of driving user outcomes and prioritizing growth and user success over short-term revenue. A lot of companies at scale lose their way and sort of becoming short-term focused and not long-term and user-oriented focused. And I think personas can be really useful on this. So we had this, Hillary, my last company was Zillow, and at Zillow we had Beth the buyer, Susan the seller, Harriet the homeowner, Rachel the renter, Larry the lender, Alan the agent, and Bob the builder. And those were user personas that everybody at the company knew. If you walked up to anyone and said, tell me about Beth, they would say, well, Beth is a first-time buyer. She's in her late 20s. She's not sure how much she can afford. She's intimidated by mortgages. She's nervous about whether to buy or should she rent. Like, these are the problems that she has, and we have to build for them. And at Tinder, we just developed these personas. We have Abby the anxious romantic, Jasmine the joyful butterfly, and others. And they're each different consumer archetypes, and they need different things from the product, and they also need different things from go-to-market. So figuring out how to
tap Jasmine, how to find her, what influencers does she follow, what news does she read, what events does she go to, how does she decide what apps to download? That's a really important part. So it's not just product strategy and product roadmap, it's also go-to-market when thinking about persona-driven design.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. It's really about hitting the ceiling. And this can be, Andrew, I think you write about this quite a bit in your book around, engagement is stalling. And you have a successful network, right? But engagement is stalling, spam is creeping in. How do you maintain quality once you get to that point? And what patterns do you see in products that successfully break through that ceiling as opposed to flatlining?
Yeah, well, I want to describe this whole class of problems as this is in the realm of like champagne problems. Like this is like my product is so big. What do I do? Like there are things that are these are all problems that you get when you when you inevitably hit scale and people actually see by being on your network, on your platform, that they can maybe build like little businesses and they maybe do things that are like contrary to the like actual user experience. And so what do you do? And so and look, we've all experienced this as customers of these products, right? This is where engagement farming exists. This is why deepfakes exist. This is why this is on the social. And this is also where you have really interesting businesses like Sonder and others trying to be built on Airbnb and so on. And I think these all creep in because of success, and they creep in because of the fact that you're no longer you get to some scale where as part of your network, your foundational platform is really meant to like match people within your network in various contexts, depending on what kind of product you have. And so people will try to there's malicious actors that will try to kind of like hack around that and try to do their thing. And then I think there's also just the fact that by having scale, you end up with issues around just how do you create relevance. Right? How do you create? When I mean, funny enough, we have members of the Tech Week team here, and one of the big conversations we're having is, well, we just had SF plus LA is like 2,000 events. Like, how do we help people find where they're supposed to show up? Like, it's getting like pretty crazy here, and so and it's like 40,000 plus people kind of attending the 2 weeks. And so how do we recommend? So I think one of the really interesting things that you see as a result is, I think that is why so many companies over time end up making huge bets on algorithmic matching, right? What used to be sort of something where you can kind of just like browse categories, all of a sudden it's algorithmic maybe to the community. So that version's like, hey, you're looking at something, people who like this might like other things. It may be because you actually do something that's actually quite personalized, and you have to figure out how you're going to create that. And then similarly, this is where anti-spam, kind of like community guidelines. That's where so much of this comes in. To actually curate, I think this is what we have to remember as builders of networked products, is that we're not here just to build a completely, decentralized, anything goes kind of thing, because that's actually not the experience that people want. They probably want some kind of a designed experience. And so for you as, a network kind of curator and designer, what are the rules, what are the algorithms, what are the guidelines, what are the ways that you're going to interact with maybe some of your power users in order to create the type of experience that's going to be most appealing to the overall network. And so, so I think these are a lot of reasons why these networks hit their ceiling. And obviously online dating is such an interesting category because it's maybe even outside of Tinder, it's like kind of the broader ecosystem. Folks are kind of figuring out where do you innovate to create that next generation of this experience that people want.
I'd add one thing which I think is relevant to companies at scale, but also to startups, which is the importance of choosing the right KPI. So,
at Tinder, for example, we're now focused on what we call Sparks, which is a 6-way conversation. So it's not audience at the top of the funnel, it's not match rate kind of mid-funnel, it's once we generate a match, do people go back and forth 6 or more times in chat? To us, that's the beginning, that's the spark of something new, that's the spark of a flirtation, a relationship, a date, something more. And now that everyone is oriented around that KPI, it's very crystallizing, and we know what to build, how to build it, whom to build it for. I think prior to having that, it was very dissonant and difficult for people to know how to prioritize their time or their work.
Yeah. I mean, we were just in a meeting this morning, we were talking about Spark efficiency, right? So it's not actually even just the KPI itself, but over time it becomes actually how quickly can I get that user to receive that value that we're looking to deliver to them, right? And so I think the efficiency piece is also incredibly important, and it layers in some of the pieces around personalization and relevance as well on a per user basis. Okay, Spencer, this is going to be a little bit more of like a future state a conversation. Maybe it's actually current state, future state, but obviously Tinder is essentially one of the brands, if not the brand, that created this category. But now, as its new CEO, how do you think about building the next wave of differentiation that moves Tinder and dating forward into 2025, 26, and beyond?
Well, I mean, platform shifts present a great opportunity for either a new set of leaders to emerge or for legacy incumbent leaders to solidify their moat and advantage. We obviously saw this in the shift from desktop to mobile in every category where there were new leaders created. On desktop, Realtor.com was the leader pre-mobile, and then Zillow became the leader in the mobile era. On desktop, in dating, it was Match.com, which Match Group owns, and then Hinge and Tinder, which Match Group also owns, became the new leaders in the mobile era. So perhaps we're entering a new platform shift with AI, whether it's how AI can be infused into these products or perhaps distribution also. I mean, we saw browser, and so it may be a platform shift in terms of distribution also. So what we're doing is obviously infusing AI into all of our products across all of our brands so that the products improve their efficacy, whether it's generating a spark in the case of Tinder, or generating a date in the case of Hinge, or generating a marriage in the case of Pairs in Japan. And there's so many ways, we don't have time to get into it, but so many ways in which AI is coming into the product, from top of funnel profile creation to improving matching to improving the quality of chats. I mean, you name it, AI is changing everything about the product. And you have to be willing to tear things up and start from first principles and say, look, I know that the onboarding experience has been perfectly architected over 15 years, and every little pixel is designed exactly the way it has been designed and optimized, but you know what, now we have these new technologies available to us, maybe we should start from scratch and completely tear up onboarding and redesign and rethink it entirely, given the emergence of AI. So that's what we're going through. It's very difficult as a big publicly traded company to do that, but if you don't do it, you'll become irrelevant, and so we're very committed to doing that work.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a good point too around product principles, because it's not AI features for the purpose of AI features. It's almost like the approach and the technology that fuels the features, right? There's still consumer-facing user problems, but it's really about how the team is building towards that. I'm getting the nod that we have a few minutes left. So we're going to do kind of a rapid fire. Next couple questions will be rapid fire, so quicker responses. First, Andrew, you've studied hundreds of networks, maybe even more. You can tell me the real number after this. If you were talking to the founders in the room today, what's the most overlooked signal that they may come across or actually avoid inadvertently when they're starting out?
So these days, I look after the A16z Speedrun program, and so we end up investing in over 100 companies a year. and up to $1 million bucks, and we have over 30,000 companies applying, annually for that, and so that gives you a sense of how many networks do I value? Lots.
More than 100.
Yes,
Apparently,
quite a lot. Yeah. Look, I think the biggest thing I'm very focused on is I like to try to understand, hey, is it even working even at a small scale? And I think that has a lot more to do with engagement and retention, and a lot less to do with how viral your tweet was to launch the company. I think it's actually relatively easy these days to get a few thousand people to try something. It is actually just as hard as ever, maybe even more difficult, to get thousands of people to stick to a product. And the reason for that is when we were all building mobile apps right at the beginning of the mobile revolution, we were all competing against we're building apps and we're competing against waiting in line, sitting in the toilet, waiting for your next meeting to show up. These are easy things to compete against. And then now when you're building something, that goes up against the most addictive experiences ever created, all the short form video products, all of our favorite, an email and all these things. And so just naturally, I want to see if something's sticking, not if a couple folks are just trying something.
Yeah, great answer.
Can I give one other great learning from your book, which I will keep promoting, which is if you're building a marketplace business like Uber riders and drivers, or on Zillow, home shoppers and real estate agents, two-sided marketplace, you should focus your efforts on the side of the marketplace that's harder to acquire. So give a lot of thought to which side monetizes from joining the marketplaces, which side contributes money, which side contributes content or audience, and which side you want to focus on, and typically go after the side that is harder. But I mean, it's very marketplace specific, but really decide which side you want to focus on when you're trying to solve that cold start problem.
Yeah, and the hard side being also the side that produces the most network value, right? And so it's really the catalyst to your sustained growth as well. Okay, Spencer, so you've been at startups, you've been at scaled companies. For the founders in the room, what is one lesson that you've learned about sustaining growth at scale that you think also applies to startups? Or you can give an example from a startup.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier as you get bigger. I think it gets harder. It gets harder because there's this concept of the innovator's dilemma of, as the company gets bigger and you start getting revenue, people start having their job being to protect that revenue. So at our company, there's a whole team whose job it is, for example, to run the onboarding experience. And they're incentivized by maintaining that little fiefdom, and anything that would come in and knock it off its pedestal is something that they're designed and predisposed to guard against. And so it becomes more and more difficult as you scale to innovate, because people start protecting their little world, and then if you're publicly traded, it becomes even more difficult because you have outside stakeholders that have points of view also. So the 0 to 1 stage actually is fun and great, as hard and stressful and challenging and despondent as you might be in that early stage. At least it's a blank sheet of paper, and you're only held back by your own creativity and innovation. You don't have the sort of forces of inertia or third-party stakeholders or even your own employee stakeholders to hold you back.
Okay, rapid fire round. Final round from me, and then we'll open it up to the room for questions. So start thinking about some questions you might have for Andrew and Spencer. But I'll start with you, Andrew, and then Spencer. If you could give one piece of advice to leave the room with today, what would it be?
I think within the AI age, we are the last couple of years have been all about PhDs and AI research and being highly technical, and and a lot of value has gone to the foundation model builders. And I think it's an incredible time to start a company right now, because we are now at this next stage where folks that you just integrate APIs, you just integrate if I use Granola all the time, you can use Cursor, you can use all these products where the underlying model may or may not actually matter, it's the user experience and it's the application that that you build that ends up mattering. And so I think it's a fantastic time of kind of this unlocking of everything. I think the thing that we're missing, as Spencer kind of alluded to earlier, is new distribution paths for this. Because when we had mobile, it came with the App Store, it came with mobile ads, it came with kind of all these extra things that could get your mobile app out there. And I think we're so early almost that we're kind of in this phase where maybe like whether it's ChatGPT or other platforms will themselves open up as platforms that you can then integrate into. So I would say like very exciting time to start a company, and there's a couple more unlocks that I think are really going to blow the doors open.
My advice would be to love the problem. That startups are super hard, and most of them fail, and they're exhausting and all-consuming and challenging, and it's like eating glass every day. And so if you don't deeply care and have a personal connection to the problem that you're solving, you're going to either not be great at solving that problem, or you're going to give up at some point. So it's got to be something that you have a personal connection to and you are obsessed with, or else your chances of success are even lower than the already low chances of success.
Thank you both so much. I think there was lots of practical advice that you all can hopefully take to your Tuesday afternoons. I think now Phil will open it up to the room for questions, and we'll have somebody running around with mics, so just raise your hand high and we'll come find you. Okay, let's go.
Hi, thank you guys so much for this. As a Day Zero founder, what's your guys' action advice or items for someone after Tech Week? If they're at Day Zero, already applied to speedrun, what's the next thing that they should do in the next probably 4 months?
So so I think from a fundraising standpoint, I would say there's a couple things we love to see, right? I think we love to see a complete team. So we have a lot of folks that are solo founders. They apply for speedrun. We always love when they've hired like 1 or 2 people, or they have a co-founder that lets them build exactly what they want to build. And then similarly, as we were talking about it, like a lot of folks will come up to me and ask me, hey, I have this idea. What do you think of XYZ idea for speedrun? And my take on it is like, I'm kind of out of the idea business. And the reason why I'm out of the idea business is because you look at the last 10, 15 years of tech innovation, and some of the best companies are, one, an app that lets you get into random people's cars and they'll drive you around. Another one where you can watch other people play video games. I mean, these ideas just sound stupid, and they work, which is great. I mean, this is why it's so special. And so because of that, I'm much more interested in, hey, how do you show me that it's working, even at a small scale, as opposed to me debating your idea? Because once you are in the industry long enough, you become old and jaded, and you think all ideas are bad when sometimes it's just too early for it. So I would just the more you can show us that it's working, the better.
Ship an MVP. It's easier than ever to ship an MVP. Thanks, Dana.
Hi, thanks. I would love to hear how Tinder and other consumer apps think about monetization. How do you balance the trade-off between getting people to spend more time, getting their job done, having a delightful experience, and extracting value in a way that's not like abrasive to the consumer?
Yeah, I'll actually take this one. I'm not sure I formally introduced myself, but I'm Hillary, and I'm VP of Product. I lead the teams focused on growth, recommendations, engagement, and revenue. So great question for me to answer. So the way I think about monetization at Tinder specifically is not as a toll gate, right? So there's any user that comes onto our platform and uses our product should be able to equally experience the same number of features and outcomes as if you are a free user or you are a paid user. The way we think about premium value is that premium value may help you get there more efficiently, or may help you have additional controls. And so it's really more about letting users kind of curate their experience, but it's not necessarily paying for the outcome itself. It's really just around the efficiency of getting there. And then in terms of the friction piece, this is a problem that every consumer product I've worked on has had, right? And it's very easy to say, if we increase the number of paywalls that we show 2x, revenue goes up. Yes, it does. But if you really start looking at the right metrics, as we talked about today, you'll also start to see retention drops and fatigue from doing this, right? And so there's sort of a cost, if you think about the network as a whole, of doing those things, that net may not actually be incremental for you, right? Because the actual value of keeping those users on your platform is much higher from a monetization perspective than it is in that exact moment of converting them to a subscription or something like that. Yeah, we got some questions over here too. I'm not sure where our runner is, but just you make it over here at some point. Okay.
Good morning. Thank you, or good afternoon. Thank you very much for writing the cold start problem. It's very helpful to many of us starting marketplaces. But I have a question about the law of shitty click-throughs you wrote over. Over a decade ago and updated recently, and especially for early stage startups. How should we be looking at our early acquisition channels, and how should we be thinking about channel degradation?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, for the folks that aren't familiar, so the law of shitty click-throughs is basically if you look at any marketing channel in the first months or year that it's employed, you often have very, very high levels of engagement because there's just a novelty effect, right? And so what that means is whether you're looking at the first, the first set of banner ads ever on the internet, it's like little teeny, for folks who've been running campaigns recently. And same for email click-through rates. Obviously, we're seeing, it's actually frankly been more durable than we would have all imagined. But now with a lot of, AI-driven cold emailing and kind of the cat and mouse game that all the email clients are playing, I think we're going to start to see email marketing sort of, start to trend down as well. And so, to your question of well, what does that mean for early stage startups? I think you have to do things that are new that big companies are not yet doing. Once you get to a point where you're competing in the same marketing channels as like Tinder, you're going to lose just because it's, they have teams that are just going to be optimizing this stuff and they can spend more money and they have a longer payback window and all these other things. And so a lot of the best advantages are brand new techniques and channels that are potentially limited in scale, right? And limited scale is important because it means that the big guys won't care that much about it, and then that allows you to make progress to get yourself to be big enough that then you can kind of switch off and kind of do the next thing and kind of upgrade over time. I think this is actually part of the reason why we've been doing a lot of video launches on social media recently. These like cinematic videos for your enterprise software company. I never thought that was going to be a thing, but that is a thing. And that this is maybe going to last for 6 months, and the reason is because it's really novel right now to see kind of like actual cinematography in relation to your dentist vertical AI agentic company. But soon enough this will be like kind of commonplace, and then we'll have to move on to the next thing. But I think if you're early, it's great. And by the way, like you can always stop doing it later and then upgrade to the next technique later on.
I think falling in love with the problem is very important, and it's something that a lot of founders and successful founders done in the past. But sometimes there's gray area between falling in love with the idea or the hypothesis of how you're going to solve that problem. So I'd like to see if you guys could give some clarity to all of us about what falling in love with the problem really means, and understanding the problem, and rather than falling in love with your idea of how you're going to solve it.
Yeah, I mean, the example that comes to mind is Hinge. The founder of Hinge built the first version of Hinge really as a knockoff of Tinder, and the problem he was trying to solve was how to create human connection, and he became too competitor focused. And then after and he raised a round and got to Series A, and then he sort of tore up the script and decided to try to solve the same problem from a totally different approach, and created a very, very different product. And today Hinge is very different than Tinder. The experience is different, the brand positioning is different, the
customer segmentation is different. But the problem, he did a good job of loving the problem, which is how do I drive human connection, rather than loving the solution. That wasn't really his solution. It was kind of a bit of a knockoff. There are lots of other examples of companies that kind of tear things down to first principles. Like at Zillow, for example, the problem that we were trying to solve when we started it was giving people access to information to make smarter decisions about real estate. But we had no preconceived notions about how we would monetize, about the role of the real estate agent. Were we going to disintermediate the real estate agent or not? We were kind of ambivalent about that. What was the feature set going to be? Were we going to allow people to list their homes for sale on Zillow, or just take listings from real estate agents, or connect to the MLSs and take listings that way? We were like ambivalent about all of those really I call them details kind of dismissively. They're actually super important. They create the product, those decisions. But the problem was, how do we help people make smarter decisions about real estate? And the specifics surrounding that, we were ambivalent about and willing to be, to change our mind about.
And maybe just add to this really quick. I think, we're an interesting time in the startup market where investors kind of don't want to talk to you unless you use AI. Right? And a lot of founders are like, okay, what kind of company should I build? I don't know, but it's got to use AI, right? And so, and this is very much kind of a classic kind of, technology in search of a problem, where it could be that the next, solution for, e-commerce may actually have nothing to do with AI, or maybe uses AI in very specific, parts, but maybe not in the main experience. And if you're in a rush to just utilize whatever is the cool thing, whether that's like kind of the latest video models or the latest underlying tech, you may get too entranced with utilizing that technology as opposed to actually solving what the customer problem actually is. And so I think that's also a very common sort of situation that arises when there is this big new shiny technology kind of in the ecosystem.
Hello, thank you, and thank you for pointing out the side of the room, much obliged. So my question is about moat and competitive advantage. Obviously, Tinder is a 300-pound gorilla in the space, and A16z is looking down from Olympics on this at times, Olympus. But for an AI company, what's your perspective on how they should think about moat, build moat, or should they just reject the concept and it's all about scale and speed and whoever is the last one standing wins, doesn't matter? There's a lot of debate right now, and I'm really curious what your thoughts are on it. Thank you.
So on kind of defensibility for startups, I think it is, especially when you're early, I think the good news is you probably don't have to worry about it. And I think in particular, the type of competitor that you fear the most actually is another capable startup that is well-funded going after the same space in the same way. What we mostly find about competing with the larger, corporates has been that, they tend to be later entrants and movers. When they do move, they're heavy, right? They'll move in a big way. But, it tends to be a little bit later, and you tend to be able to build quite a large business, before, they have that, because not everybody has like a Spencer, who's actually engages with the startup ecosystem kind of out there, right? It's one of the special things, that they have here at Tinder. And so I do think like for us, we're fine with the idea that, you're just trying to achieve stickiness, you're trying to achieve momentum, and you figure out defensibility as you go. And I think that's perfectly fine. And and some categories are just naturally more defensible than others. So if you're building a workplace product and there's just a clear, collaboration element in it, like a company is not, if you're building AI, an AI, GitHub or something, like, you ultimately, a company is not going to use a patchwork of source control products. Like they'll probably standardize on one. And so, you can often kind of make the bet there on a category basis, even if the founder doesn't necessarily know. And maybe my final point on this is I think right now there's been a lot of hand wringing about AI products because everybody's like, oh, well, what is the defensibility of a lot of these that are going up and the right? And I think for now, the venture community has kind of suspended disbelief on it and had said, like, look, these things are, if you're seeing companies that are going from 0 to, and they're growing 10x a year, 50x a year, and you don't want to invest in that because you're worried that your highly academic theory of defensibility is not correct, then don't be a venture capitalist at that point. That is the risk that we are taking in the industry right now.
All right, I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Where's my runner? There. Okay, got it.
Good afternoon. My name is Jenny Ran. Thank you so much for sharing all these insights. So I'm an engineer and a stand-up comedian. I have a great passion in connecting people. I'll be going to a few hackathons this year, and all I built were dating app and social app features. I built a deposit system. If people don't show up, they lose their deposit, or a calendar-based social app. So my question will be what will be the determining factors for Match.com or for your products to decide you're gonna look into a new feature, and what kind of new features are you focusing on developing right now? Thank you.
I was just gonna say, software engineer and stand-up comedian is very LA tag, right?
We're at Tinder in particular, we're focused on features that will drive sparks. So this is things that will generate the beginnings of relationships. And we're also interested in features that will drive reconsideration, because Tinder, it needs a little bit of a shake-up in terms of brand positioning. Everybody knows Tinder, but also everyone has an opinion about Tinder. And a lot of people's opinion about Tinder is not as positive as I would like it to be. And so features, for example, like college mode, which we just launched, where you can now just look at people in your college, or double date mode, where you and a friend can now swipe on pairs of people and then be in a 4-way chat and then go and vibe with another pair of people. Those are the types of things that take Tinder away from its hookup past and more towards its world of possibilities future. So driving reconsideration with new innovative features. Double date is probably the best example of that, and already it's one of our most popular features.
Okay, thank you.
Andrew, Spencer, thank you so much. Sorry we don't have time for more questions today, but really appreciate you both joining, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
About to get swarmed. He said he had a lunch meeting and he had to bounce.
Still try to go, bro. It's your last chance for today.
This side?
place is packed. How about doing this book?
Try and see if I can get Andrew's signature on it. That's why I want it.
He already left.
He'll be back.
You think so?
Yeah, he said he's gonna sign.
We missed him.
Oh, you missed him.
Yeah, he's so sneaky. He's like so fast running out. The Andreessen person. Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you going to all his events?
I'll probably see him at another event soon.
Somehow I am. I was just like.
Is there another one tomorrow?
There's one today at the penthouse, Jonathan's penthouse.
Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, let me check this out. Oh, I might be going to.
There's no reason for me to get into all these events. I've gotten into almost all of them, so I figured because my name's been out. So if you go to an event, I'm sure you'll see it. Because I think this event's much smaller.
Yeah.
Hold on, this one's 605, but that one.
There's an investor launch right now, so I think he's going to that.
Oh, at a lunch?
I don't know where though. The guy who's hosting it, he likes my startup. He says he's gonna tell the existing guys to get me.
To check it out, yeah.
That's a cool guy, actually.
Yeah, was that the guy from SF Tech Week?
No, I haven't met him in person. He reached out on LinkedIn.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
You're part of it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Both companies.
Yeah.
The second one, not the first one.
Yeah, the non-Bitcoin mining one, the AI one. Yeah.
Well, did you go to their summer series?
I went to one of the events.
Okay,
Yeah.
because people were like working the room. Like most people I've met had applied to speedrun, and there were people in speedrun that were there.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a good event to like. He wasn't there, but there were other people that were involved.
Yeah.
Well, he said it was like 300. No, he said 30,000 startups for 100.
Do two batches, so they almost every batch 15,000.
Is it 100 LA and 100 SF or 100?
I think it's probably like 200 a year, I think. Yeah. That's pretty low odds. That's like much lower odds than like Harvard or anything.
We met a bunch of the partners. Everyone except me. We met a lot of founders that went through it and they got recommended. We're hoping that, we don't know. We push really fast.
I'm pretty sure she works there.
Oh, really?
I remember.
All right. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm William.
Sienna.
Nice to meet you. Have you checked out the book, or is this?
Just getting my hands on it, so I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go pick up a book over there.
Yeah. Exciting that we get.
Yeah, I know. There's not many events you go to where you get a book involved. I'm also on stream, by the way. Yeah. If you want to say hi. Just my personal channels. Yeah, so we stream to YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Trovo, which I didn't even know existed. And then it gets like clipped up afterwards.
What is your niche? Like, what do you talk about? Is it like startup, sexy?
Yeah, honestly, it's mostly just building my company live. But then recently, starting last week, I started actually going to events and doing like in-person streaming. But my cameraman rolled his ankle.
Okay.
And so today I found out, and I'm like, all right, well, I have this thing, so
Now you're going to be your own
I'm on my own camera. It's been...
You got to network and film and listen and learn.
Yes. You get it. Yeah, it's actually far more difficult than I had anticipated.
Totally. Well, you have your little gimbal device, which is...
Yeah, this is actually kind of cool, because like... There you go. I haven't gotten a book yet. Yeah, well, the line was just so long, it seemed like a lot. Oh, really? All right. Actually, I should also wear my glasses. Do you want to hold this real quick? I'm just going to grab my backpack. You want to get mic'd up? What brings you to the event? What are you do you want a mic? I got another mic. I mean it's gonna come in from this mic, so it's gonna be hard. I have one right here. No, you just put it on. See, look at this. This is full. It'll be really interesting. Yeah, we both have the Meta glasses. Let me. Taking a video. It uploads it to the cloud. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to subscribe to get more. Yeah. I have like 1 terabyte, which is like almost like a computer storage, so it's pretty good. So once you post your content, do you delete it, or do you like archive all the? I've had to start deleting it. Yeah, well, it's crazy because I just got a new PC. I thought that I would have so much storage, and then some of the files and streams are just so long that I already had to start deleting a ton. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy. There's so many like little things to consider that before starting any of this, I was like so oblivious to how difficult it is just to get like a simple stream. I mean, this is actually way easier than the other setup, but even this, like, it's so much more annoying trying to. Yeah. Yeah, so on stream, I'm mainly focusing on 2 companies. One of them is a Bitcoin mining company called Sazmining.com. Yeah, so Sazmining, you can go onto the website and just like you go onto Coinbase to buy Bitcoin, you can go onto Sazmining to become a Bitcoin miner. So it's actually easier to start mining Bitcoin now. And Sazmining is the on-ramp. And then the AI company I'm working on is for companies that have initial product market fit and are trying to scale. So it's AI sales software. Yeah, it's everything, all the busy work to get your customers on the call. Yeah. Oh, okay, very cool. Yeah, that's exactly what our tool does. Yeah, it's much better that way. Yeah. What's up? I got to get a book, I think. It was amazing speaking with you. Yeah, if do you want to connect on LinkedIn or something, I would, but my phone's there. Yeah, I'll just type it in. All right, there we go. Awesome. Hey, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
Long time no. Where did we? It's been like. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We both went to the blank spaces like months ago.
Yeah. That was like 3 months ago or
Yeah,
something.
he was like a demo day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How have you been?
You've been super active on LinkedIn, yeah?
Yeah, I've been doing my best to stay on top of everything. Yeah, just got the Meta glasses. Are these still recording? Yeah, and then we're doing some streaming right now if you want to say hi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What's up with you?
Yeah, well, lots of good stuff. Yeah, I sold my company 2 weeks ago.
Dude, way to go.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that must have been a busy. So, were you in the process last time?
Yeah, it was about 6 months, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was only last week that I was able to like step out and like send the team off on their way.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, I guess, recently?
So I launched a venture studio.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I've been working with early stage founders. So entering different companies as fractional CPO, helping them kind of get their first generation of products and services off the ground, go to market, product market fit, help them raise, and help them actually build teams. So I have like this really badass team of fractional talent.
Yeah.
Like exited CMO, CPO, CTO, CFO.
Yeah.
Basically,
Do you want to walk and talk? Yeah, I mean, this sounds really interesting. Yeah. We should definitely talk about MyWorker.
How's your work?
It's been great, very busy. I'm actually in that exact stage right now of team building.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a slingshot where it's like there's so much like pent up energy, and I realize that I'm almost like holding back the potential growth just because my time isn't scalable enough. And yeah, right now it's mainly me. Where was he?
Who signed it?
Oh, okay. So is the venture studio active? Like it's fully going and like actively like working with some founders? Nice. This is great that we ran into each other.
Yeah, because it's been a good way to scale my impact. Because like when I exited the company, it was basically, do I build something again and like go all in on the founder experience, or do I figure out a way to kind of leverage my talent and energy, but across a portfolio of founders that I really believe in? And so the founder-related work's all up and running, and now the other kind of division that I'm launching is corporate innovation, because I find that a lot of big enterprise companies that are super legacy, it's basically like adapt or die, and a lot of them can't drive new venture building from within. They have chief innovation officers, chief strategy officers, but they don't have any kind of execution muscle.
Yeah.
And so we're that execution muscle. So we're able to partner with like the C-suite, the relevant department heads, help them understand like what their problems and opportunities are, and then like 0 to 90 days, like build and launch ventures with them. So the same work I'm doing with founders, kind of the next couple of months, I want to start to land it in enterprise.
Amazing, man. Yeah. What's the name of the company called again?
Yeah, it's Build Momentum.
Build Momentum. Okay. Do you want to do a quick impromptu interview on it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it. I guess we could just use this one. Build Momentum. So you just exited your last company and now... Oh, yeah. You got it.
You want to just hold this?
Yeah. We're actually actively on live stream right now.
Sure.
Yeah. So with Build Momentum right now, you basically like have the C-suite ready and like initial customers that you're ready to work with.
Yeah, so what I noticed, I started building my first company 5 years ago, and this is the company that we just exited.
Yeah.
In the early innings, you need access to super senior operational talent, like people who've been in the trenches before that kind of understand the problems and how to solve for them.
Yeah.
Say, for example, like a CFO, but like as an early stage founder, you should never have a CFO on your team.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should never have a CFO on your team as an early stage founder, but you should have access to one because there's certain decisions that you're making early on where it's like a one-way door, right? You can make bad decisions. And so, since I've sold my company, I'm like, how can I start to give certain founders almost an unfair advantage? Part of it has been through connecting them with like super senior fractional talent.
Yeah.
So I started just through myself. So I've entered companies as a fractional CPO, Chief Product Officer. And what I love about the product role is I understand a wide array of different kinds of problems. Everything from building the right product, to bringing it to marketing and growth, to building revenue, to building basically the business model and everything like that. And so I'm able to partner with these founders and help them run experiments really quickly and solve things, right? And then I realized there's things that go beyond my wheelhouse that founders also need access to, like really, really cracked legal talent, finance talent, specialized marketing talent, vertical specific talent. All the while, there's a lot of senior fractional folks, builders, who want access to really promising early stage companies.
Yeah.
They're either building their own startup, or they're an enterprise, or whatever it might be, or in kind of larger now publicly traded companies that were once startups. And so they also want to connect with compelling founders where they can add a lot of value. So I'm like, oh, why don't I just start connecting the dots?
Yeah.
So that basically is worked into an element of Build Momentum, the venture studio. But it's been really nice because it's been a way of scaling my impact.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we first met, like, I think that's one of the big challenges that like founders run into early on. It's like, how do you do more with like your limited time?
100%.
And it seems like you
limited
found
time
a way
and money.
Limited time and money, and you found a way to scale that really.
Yeah. Well, and it's two parts. So that's the founder side. How do you do more with less, with a limited amount of funds? How do you get access to the right kind of talent that has skin in the game? And then on the talent side of things, there's a lot of founders out there that are self-funding that also need to monetize, or they want to build equity. They want to invest through sweat equity in companies. They want to create wealth in new ways. So for the builders, it's like, well, how do I connect with promising founders? Similar problem. And it ends up being like a win-win.
It's almost like you started like this like ecosystem. Like you're in the early stages of building this ecosystem across all different areas.
That's the plan. Yeah, tomorrow we have a launch event. So tomorrow in Venice at 5:30 at the Whaler, we're going to be doing an event called Founders and Fractionals. So there's like 220 people signed up. There's a really good mix. It's like half fractionals, half founders. I've been going through the list. A lot of people in marketing, growth, product, dev, some in legal and HR, and a lot of really interesting, promising startups. And so we're going to do a bit of like a curated mixer, like speed dating.
I'd love to check that out.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Great.
Yeah, but also, in supporting your work, like any kind of like expert talent that you want to get around the table, hit me up.
Yeah, well, we should definitely talk more about that, because at this point right now, the way I look at it is like the media side here, that's to get a lot more eyeballs, and that's starting to compound, not just on LinkedIn, but like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And so we're at a point now where it's like, okay, how are we going to actually execute on the sales side? How are we going to manage all of the inbound? And there's just like a lot there where we don't have the capacity to do this, and I also don't want to like not fully do it properly. Like it takes time to be able to manage the whole
100%.
funnel properly.
And you don't want to. You don't want to not do it properly, but you also don't want to overcommit to a highly structured team that maybe would solve for something now, but not for something 6 months from now. So the other problem I see founders have oftentimes, especially founders that have recently raised, is they build out their team too quickly, right?
Yeah.
And then they're stuck with this rigid team, but with new set of problems. So a lot of founders get really romantic and excited about team building, when really what they need first and foremost is access to kind of on-demand specialized talent for this particular moment of time and for the particular problems they have right now. Because I've seen it many times. People will, I don't know, let's just play it out. Let's imagine that you have this hypothesis that hosting events is really important for your go-to-market. So you hire a full-time event coordinator, and maybe they get you new leads now and it works out really well, but 5 months from now you actually have figured out that your podcast is actually the best way to acquire leads.
Yeah.
But now you have on your team an events coordinator, so you have this bias to keep hosting events even though they might not serve you.
Yeah, even though it's not like the highest leverage activity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, I'm just really trying to help founders maintain elasticity in their teams and help them make sure that the talent they have is the talent they need right now, like no more, no less.
Yeah. So how do you work with the founders and actually like in a company you work with, how does that structure look with like the relationship between the venture studio and the company?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, I have a superpower for understanding people's problems and needs. So it's a lot of relationship building. You know, it's like deep conversations with the founders. These are typically early stage founders, typically people like you, 1 to 5 people on their team. So I really kind of go across the board, and there's a lot of hand holding. It's high touch, as it should be. This isn't right now like a marketplace website where you go in and file through cards of people and then send out cold messages. It's very boutique, very white glove. And so I understand your needs, your particular problems. There's a coaching element to it as well, because oftentimes one thinks they need something, but they actually might need something else.
They might not need that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then on the talent side, we basically have a very high bar for the people that we're bringing into the network.
Yeah.
A lot of it's been invite only. So people within the network inviting kind of other builders in the space, because good talent knows where good talent's at, because they've all worked with good talent.
Yeah. It becomes very apparent very quickly, if someone's like an A player, B player, C player, etc.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And so, we have a very curated invite-only community of talent, and then the team basically does very intentional introductions between founder, talent, and then we basically help facilitate the engagement to make it really easy for the founder to guarantee also, if it's something that's going to be monetized, like the talent charging, we're making sure that the talent's being paid. If there's a sweat equity play, we help them structure that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, we should definitely talk in more depth about how MyWorker could potentially get involved.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think right now, everything you're talking about definitely, this is actually good, I guess, feedback in terms of customer, because this I could see not only for myself, but for others being something that, especially when they're at the stage that we're at, it would make such a big difference to us,
100%.
Our growth trajectory and how quickly we can grow and scale. So.
And maybe you and I can sit down and I can pick your brain, because I'd love to have your kind of product brain on how to scale this, because obviously, when I say white glove, boutique, high touch, that's great. Sometimes you do things that don't scale, but if I really want to create impact at scale, I got to figure out what V2, V3 this looks like.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason of me doing this is to create impact at scale, support people I believe in, and that's a challenge.
Yeah.
How to scale something that kind of looks like an agency right now.
Yeah, it's how do you take some of those things that make it white glove, but almost repeatable? Yeah,
100%. And I feel like you have a good eye for those kinds of problems, or a good mind for those kinds of problems.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. This was great.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we were able to do this.
Yeah. It's been a minute. I'm glad we connected.
Yeah.
Impromptu interview. Love it.
We're getting after it.
Love the bravery of you putting yourself out there. It's very admirable.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate
that killer energy and charisma and magnetism that you got to exploit.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is actually my first time really going out with this thing. I bought it a while back, and then I made the decision, I'm going to try and get the cameraman, and I ended up getting a cameraman to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then he rolled his ankle, and I'm like,
oh shit.
So at SF Tech Week we had that. I woke up today oh my god, I'm gonna have to walk around with this freaking stick, because I was telling everyone that I was going to be live streaming it. So
but you're a man of your word. So you
and then this thing I'm having such a tough time controlling. I think it just died actually.
Yeah, it looks like the battery's dead. Yeah, that was
It's so funny. You're really seeing the founder mode mentality.
You give your views a wild ride, right?
Yeah, no, they've had the craziest. Even today in the Waymo, we're in the Waymo about to leave, and then right before I realized that I'm going on stream as I'm getting into the Waymo, I realized I left the mic case with the charger, like the mics at the apartment. So the stream goes live as I'm running into the apartment with this thing.
Clever mode.
Yeah.
Perfect is the enemy of good.
Yeah. So these are a couple of my buddies who are also actually founders. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And they're supporting you.
Yeah, they actually were the ones that were invited to this event initially. I kind of found out about it through them. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's funny, I saw Andrew talk yesterday at the AWS event, now today as well.
We going?
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah. Also, you guys should all connect in me, because they're both founders.
Neil? Nice to meet you. Andres. Nice to meet you, Michael.
Are you live streaming?
I am, yeah.
Really?
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Are you a founder?
Yes, I am.
Amazing.
How about you? I actually also have the device, same device. Actually.
Oh, the DJI?
Yeah.
I love it.
I also do some content.
Let's go. Do you want to do a quick combo? Let's do it. Well, we're on stream right now, but then we clip it up later.
Are you a founder?
Yes, I am a founder.
I also want to put up the video there.
Yeah, let's do it. I've been trying to get this.
I interviewed some of the founders as well.
Oh, let's go. We'll interview each other.
Oh, I like this. I don't have a holding device like this. I usually hold my phone like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good when it works.
Live streaming.
Okay, now it's working. There we go. See, it follows you.
Where are you doing live streaming?
Right now, we're live streaming to YouTube, Twitch, X, Trovo, and Kick.
At the same time.
And now, there's a recording there too. Isn't that so funny? Yeah.
You've done everything.
Yeah, everything except the cameraman at the moment. So I'm trying to do it all. No, this stream has honestly been kind of a mess, but
I really like this.
yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna grab a book real quick, actually. All right, finally got one. Thank you. Yeah, it was packed earlier. Oh my God, it seemed very stressful to handing out all the books. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. You too. All right. So yeah, I actually have a mic
Can
too.
I take a picture of the device? What's this?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the model of that one?
So it's the
also DJI?
These are both DJIs, yeah. All right, guys, we got the cold start problem book from Andrew Chen, who you guys actually heard from earlier. He was the guy on the far right of the stage. How's it going? You look very familiar. Have we met at another event?
Yeah, maybe in the morning.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. I'm on live stream right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you an influencer?
What's up?
I say you are an influencer.
I'm a founder trying to share what I'm building, and in order to do that, trying to build an audience to do it. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
So right now I'm working on two companies. One is I'm working on a business in the Bitcoin mining industry and a company in AI.
Oh.
Yeah. So I started the Bitcoin mining company back in 2018. Then that's got an amazing leadership team in place right now, continuing to grow. And then I started another company called MyWorker AI.
MyWorker AI?
Yeah. Are you a founder?
I'm kind of. I'm doing I'm the director for our product. We are building a first it's an AI basically toys, a flying toys.
Flying toys?
Yeah, it's a flying toy. It's like a.
Is it open? Is it available for purchase now?
Oh no, we will launch America in next year, maybe August.
Flying toy.
Yes, it's a physically toy.
Yeah, like a physical toy that can fly.
Physical toys can fly. So you can imagine you have Pikachu.
Oh, I love Pikachu.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Pikachu. Can you show me the toy?
Demo right now.
Oh, okay.
Demo in China.
I see.
Yeah, but
Just not here.
It's not here. But it's pretty cool.
It sounds very cool.
Yeah, it's very big. And it can like give you some feedback when they feel emotion, feel you like upset, they will like flying around you and give you a hug or something like that.
Can I show it to the stream? See what it looks like? Or maybe not.
A little bit.
Okay, if there's anything.
The neck, the first neck.
Look at that.
Yeah, little pets. Oh, you can like maybe follow our website and sign up for our waitlist and or my linking.
Okay, yeah, I'll sign up for the wait list.
Okay, great.
Be interested in getting one of these flying toys.
Haha. Yeah, we're having.
How much is one of these flying toys?
$499.
It's a $500 toy?
Yeah.
Okay. But it flies.
Yeah, it flies.
It flies. What else can it do? Can it?
We're still like processing like what can she do. Maybe can like say something, but we prefer not. Prefer not to like speak like a human. It's very weird. We're still like want to protesting for a real. It's more like a real pet, but it can fly, and you didn't need to like give the food. You didn't need to like. She will never like get sick right there. Yeah, and have a long time live with you, right?
Yeah.
And if then like if he like she hungry, she just inside that is the charger for this one.
This is very cool.
Haha.
All right, flying toy on the way. What's it called?
Called Skyrus.
Skyrus.
This one is called Boo Boo.
Boo Boo and Skyrus.
Yeah, Boo Boo for Skyrus.
Okay, and it's originally in China?
Hey.
Originally in China?
Yeah, for China. Usually for China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Please sign for our waitlist.
All right, yeah, add me on LinkedIn and then text me the waitlist link.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'll just tell you the name.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we do the scan, but all this stuff.
So what is it?
Okay, William, William. And then last name type SZA. Or SZA.
SZA.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one?
Yep.
Oh.
All right. There we go.
I will text you.
How's it going? I'm Will.
Huh?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Please, are you influencer?
I'm streaming right now to a few platforms. We're building a bit of an audience brick by brick.
Maybe can I follow you? I will come build a Web3 community and small influencer as well.
Let's do it. Yeah. Do you want to add me on LinkedIn or something?
Yeah, sure. Okay, please.
My name's William.
William?
LLIAM. And then the last name, if you type SZA. Yeah,
You're so famous. More than 20 content.
Yeah, we're getting going, slowly but surely. And what are you working on? You said Web3?
Yeah, we'll come build a Web3 community in Silicon Valley, and I co-host a lots of event in Berkeley and Stanford.
Oh, okay, very cool. What's the company called?
Avava.
Avava?
Yeah.
AVV.
AWAWA. RWAWA.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. And so are you based in LA or where are you based?
Yeah, Silicon Valley.
Oh, based in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, so here for the week.
Yeah, and you?
I'm in Santa Monica. Yeah, so close by.
Convenient.
Yeah. What do you think of the event?
It's just fantastic. It's so like we are in Tinder building. That's cool.
Yeah, the stage looked pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
Will you join other event later?
There are a couple later today. I'm not sure what the exact game plan is. We're kind of just going and seeing what we end up going to.
Understand.
Yeah.
Maybe see you in later event.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming up. It was nice speaking with you. All right.
So you're ready? Did you get a book?
I did. I put it in the backpack.
Is it signed?
I hope it's signed. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, by the way, the property that the father of your girlfriend was trying to sell, is it still there?
I think so.
I think I have a buyer.
Okay,
There's
really?
a like real estate company that reached out to me from my startup, Casayan. They're like, do you own any any properties wanna buy? So so I could tell them about that, so we can just sell it to them.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we'll see that.
Residential and commercial, or
I think
just?
it's residential because everything that I do with that is residential. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll see you then.
Are you live right now?
I'm live right now. Yeah, I've been live streaming the whole time.
Are you on like, is this Twitch?
Twitch. It's going to Twitch as well. It's going to like a few platforms. Hey, do you want to say hi? Share what you're building?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayman and I'm building a carpooling platform for organizations, so universities and workplaces, helping members of the same organization connect to carpool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.